right, come on.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Noah Taliferro, Spalding, actor, artist, business owner, now talk show host. Got my fucking boys here with me today. What's happening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's happening? Give me some.
What's going on, bro?
Relax. Okay. Shit. I mean, it's my boy Brandon right here, my boy Mason, my boy Nick. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having.
Appreciate
Took time out of all of our busy schedules for
Oh
us.
man, we're so busy.
It's been a really stressful week.
Never have 4 actors simultaneously actually been busy. That's
On
never
time.
once happened.
On
but
fucking
yeah,
time.
I'm so busy. I woke
Booming.
up.
It's booming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
booming.
on a Saturday too.
Yeah, Saturday, check the listings.
Yep.
Booming.
After the New Year, you know, I got back like from traveling. I didn't even know what fucking day it was.
Where'd you go?
I went home.
Okay, where's home?
Yeah.
Oh,
They don't know.
Home. Did
I
you
mean,
know?
shit. What the fuck you mean? I went to fucking Jack in the Box.
Get that off. That's cool. To just say home.
Yeah.
In Indiana, dude.
Nice. Right next to
Sounds so
yeah.
exciting to me.
I mean, it's exactly how it sounds.
Why did you say Indiana like you owe it money?
I mean,
Like,
you know,
what-
it's
say it with pride. Indiana.
I mean, it's not really
Indiana.
Shit. It's not.
That's
Indiana.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. Saw the family, saw the sisters. You know, hung out a little bit. I know what you went back to Ohio for a little
Ohio.
bit.
So I already know what you're talking about with the whole Indiana thing, because the Midwest, there's a whole lot of nothing there.
I was gonna say you said Ohio with more pride than he
Yeah,
did Indiana.
I do. I stand behind
Okay,
my
he's
state.
from there.
I stand behind my state.
Oh, he's not from Indiana.
My family
No.
just moved there, so it's like,
Oh, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
How
So
was I
where are
supposed
you
to
from then?
it's hot.
Where are you from, man?
From Northern Virginia. I mean, I think you knew that. The DMV, DC,
Well,
Northern Virginia.
Are
People
you
don't
also
know.
from Northern
My
Virginia?
boy back there, yeah. The
Yeah.
VA checking out.
man.
VA.
Tyrone, yeah.
Little vibes.
Is
And,
yours-
VA, yeah.
and you two are actually both from LA, and I think you guys come from total
Oh,
polar
LA
opposites.
natives.
LA too?
Yeah, born and raised South
Nice.
Central.
That's
Born
what
and
I'm
What
talking
parts?
about.
I was born and raised in South Central.
Oh,
So
Nice.
it's not too far from everything. Yeah.
Well,
In the
okay.
thick of it. Nice.
How was that? Do you feel like that sort of incited your love of entertainment and acting, or do you feel like that was?
I'm not sure if it made me more like get into acting, but it was like just it normalized a lot of things.
For sure.
And then but I think it for sure makes me like a little bit more hungry to get out of there, or like to like to make it out,
true.
because I came from if you go to South Central, like maybe one person
Yeah.
asks. Like
Yeah,
what
right,
do
I
they
get
do?
it. It's funny, people always talk about when they're like, oh, you're from LA, that must be, everyone must want to be an actor. It's like, well, that's a lot of the reason why people come to LA maybe to pursue acting, but people who are from it, that's kind of like asking, if you grew up in a gingerbread house, do you only eat gingerbread?
Yeah,
no,
right, yeah.
honestly,
We do other stuff.
if anything, it's probably really irritating when someone offers you fucking gingerbread. But,
But there is an advantage from
of course.
being raised in LA.
Oh, of course. I just see the opportunities.
You're around
We're,
it,
le-
it's-
yeah,
course.
we're less starstruck, I feel like, because we just on any given day you could just
See, no, don't do that.
No?
I feel like people from LA, that's we try to get that off all the time. We're like,
I
oh,
s-
we're not starstruck.
I
The truth
swear.
is, if we say we're not starstruck and appear as if we don't get starstruck, that makes us seem like we can handle being around celebrities, when in fact, you're still there, like
it depends
taking
on which
the
celebrity
photos
it
you're
is,
doing.
for sure.
Yeah, we all got those
Yeah,
ones.
the favorite one, yeah.
There's always that one that you
Yeah.
got at least.
And me and him, we come from the East Coast. I mean, I don't know how starstruck you were, but when I came out here, bro, I saw fucking Jake Paul, bro. I was shook.
Really?
Dude, he's
Really?
high, bro. He's like
I
Drake
mean,
high.
yeah,
He's like Drake
yeah.
high, bro.
Oh,
What?
so
What,
you're
back over there?
Huh?
Like back over there, he's like,
Dude, I mean, that
He's like-
YouTube space is crazy. Like, I just started learning.
Well, yeah,
like,
the YouTube is like-
the movies,
yeah.
the music over here.
But
you
that's
just
still
got
its own
into-
niche, though. It's still its own niche. That's
know-
not. Don't put it up there with the movies, the
Films and
blockbusters,
films.
none of that stuff.
So that
But that's
actually,
for
you know
me,
what?
though.
Yeah.
That's
That
for
brings
me.
up a good
Oh.
question. What to you, or to any of you
Yeah.
some bitches, what makes you feel compelled to be in awe of someone? Is it the work they've done, the talent they've showcased, or is it just that you know everyone else knows them? For example, God bless Jake Paul, but if you watch his
Sorry,
content,
not Jake Paul, Logan Paul.
Okay.
He's still right there.
sure.
Yeah.
What
Same
he's
box.
asking is like, are you more impressed with the body of work, or
Right.
just because everyone thinks he's so
Eloquent,
crazy?
yeah.
So
Look at
crazy.
that.
Nah, dude, let me first say, dude got great hair. The way his hair, he got great hair. He's a good looking chach, you know.
So you're attracted to him sexually?
Nah, yo.
Sexually, you are.
That's okay.
Hold on.
That's all right.
okay.
Going back to my thing, bro, it's like, you know,
Switch subjects real quick.
you know,
let me go back real
where
quick.
I come from, we're not, you know, watching tons of movies. We're not watching tons of TV.
You do not say that. You can't say
Bro,
that.
I was
I
gonna
can
say,
say that for myself.
it's a
though.
universal
Look
thing.
where you're from. It's two total opposites
for
of the world.
yourself, yeah.
Exactly, bro.
But not where you're from.
We
Okay,
are
cool.
in a YouTube, social media day and
Exactly.
age right now, though, and you are younger, so
I kind of, you know,
You are younger. You
kind
are
of-
a child.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
children are.
I kind of flew onto that, but for you, it's totally different. You know, obviously, your father, you growing up into this world.
In the industry.
I want to see how it is from your view, because you know ours. I don't know if yours is the same as mine. We're coming into it as rather Mason's already in it, you know, and he's trying
Well,
to get
it's
bigger into it.
it's funny. It's less so about being in it from an early age, because I think my dad actually did me a great favor. He's an actor as well. He
Great
took
actor.
great care. Thank you for saying
Who's
that on
your
his
dad?
behalf.
Just in case the viewers don't know.
Terrence Howard is my father. On a good day. My father, Cuba, is an
yeah.
actor, and he actually went to great lengths and great care to sort of make sure entertainment was what we wanted to do before we actually took the step into doing
Interesting.
it. For example, as a kid, we had a rule we weren't allowed to act as children until we were 18. He figured
That was a rule?
Dang.
yeah, oh,
That was a rule,
yeah. Just
okay.
by
Wow.
proxy.
He wanted you
of
to have a
like-
childhood.
Yeah, exactly, because you see the child actors and the people that get into it from. There's nothing wrong with them. They're perfectly valid individuals.
Yeah.
It's just a level of coherency and, you know, self-understanding that might be absent in someone who gets into entertainment at that
Of course,
age.
that's very understandable.
So, for me, I didn't necessarily
Get into like, you
I
weren't
didn't-
into it. You weren't born into it.
I mean, I played football,
Yeah.
as we were
Yeah.
talking
you
before.
got
I
to
was
experience a good childhood and everything.
Yeah.
I
Like,
sure,
like
well,
a child
I was
did.
also a great big fat kid, and that didn't necessarily help anything.
Yeah,
but
I was fat too.
it did. Yeah, I guess
I love
all of us.
food.
All of us were fat, man.
Yeah,
but
we all got
Fat
little
boy.
Because as soon at a point, as soon as you Google him, you see him just sitting in a baseball
Don't do
stadium.
that. Don't do that.
Just see him just sitting there in a
Don't try
baseball
that
stadium.
out. Don't
What
Google
is that?
nobody.
What is that? Was I fat? What is that?
Yeah, you know,
contextually have to do
and
with-
I when I met Mason, and it's crazy. I met Mason about a couple months of me moving here. Same with Brandon. I've only been here for like what 2 years. Can you believe I've known you for almost going on 2 years? Same with yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like that's just so fast to
feels
see.
like 4.
And to see Mason's transition, you know what I'm saying? And to see your transition and him just in
Growth.
the acting, just
All
how fast
growth.
you're moving. You know what I'm
Moving
saying?
forward, yeah.
Right. But not to. I digress. I suppose
Yeah, I
to
digress.
answer your question.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, and I think we can all kind of relate that the industry changes as you do, and as you get older and as you spend more time in it, your understanding, your excitement, it all changes. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, yo, for sure.
But it
changes, for sure
transforms. And it's no different if your family's been in it for your entire life or if they get into
Okay.
it halfway through. It's understanding at one point these things that excite and surprise you will alter over time and become something new. And equally as beautiful, but just
I'm
very
glad you
different.
said that because you feel the same as every other actor.
Oh,
like, yeah, like in
absolutely.
the beginning you're like, oh, let's get it, and then once you get that rejection or you don't get this call, you don't get
kind
this
of
call.
get
Every
more
month that
level-headed.
passes by, every year that passes by, like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, like I hope I get this one, but if not,
Well, you think about it, acting is 98% rejection. It's the only
100%.
art form
and
that
they all may have a pre-cast already too. So
Right.
it's a lot of,
Oh,
even
of
though you're
course,
going
of
through the
course,
process, they already have it
100%.
in their
Glimpse,
mind of who they
everything.
want. And these are just like
And that kind of grew on to me. You know, coming out here, I would say I kind of winged it. I mean, I feel like I've been pretty successful in a short period of time of myself being here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wasn't prepared for the no's, but hearing that first
Yeah.
no, it kind of made me just fall into a hole for a little bit.
you don't expect that
Exactly.
when you get into
If
it.
you're not comfortable with hearing no, I just feel like this is not for you.
Well,
It's all dreams in the
yeah.
beginning.
Of course.
It's all
Yeah.
dreams. Like you see your name, boom, you think it's gonna happen, but
Well, it's funny about acting and how artistic integrity sort of embeds itself within it, because it is the only art form you have to be told you're allowed to do it. If I want to be a painter, I just paint. If I want to direct, even I write a script and I direct a film.
That's true.
For acting, sure, I could go into the park and spout Shakespeare, but aside from just getting me arrested, it would probably just end up being less fulfilling than what you think of when you think of acting. Not that
Yeah.
it's any less valid.
Right.
It's just a matter of being maybe what I would assume not what you think of when you think of I want to be an actor.
It's definitely it's more competitive than like sports to me. I feel like
Really?
even that, like in basketball.
That's a hot take.
No,
Hundreds of
I
thousands.
think though.
Acting is more competitive than sports.
I
right now.
think though.
It's we're in a melting pot. Everyone comes here from everywhere to
course,
get their shot.
But I think to a point, everybody want to say, keep work, and I want to get this out there. Everybody's like, keep working hard, keep on. You're gonna get it eventually. You work the hardest. In my opinion, that's not true. You can only work so fucking hard. You got to get to a point. I see some people get put on. You having connections. That's definitely gonna
Timing
boost
and
yourself.
connections is
Of
like
course,
the
it's
biggest
everything.
thing.
You can work the hardest and go. I see people that have been here, told me for 20 years, they don't get a role till they're about 50 years old.
Well,
Okay.
I definitely, I should tell you now, if you guys don't know, we technically just met. And so we're learning a bunch about each other.
Yeah.
I am certainly an optimist.
Oh, okay.
And
So you don't like
feel
this negative right now?
Well, not that I don't like the negativity. I push myself
Yeah.
to look at things from a positive angle.
Of
It's
course.
not that there is no way to work hard and succeed in that. There's ways in which you can work hard, and in that avenue of your working, it may not pan out the way you'd like it to. And the best thing you can do for yourself is recognize that and shift gears and
Right.
shift trajectories.
Make
so
a
that,
change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The problem becomes when people can't recognize
Right,
a
that's
need
true.
for change, and
They become their own worst enemy, pretty much. Like they're shooting themselves in the foot because
Absolutely.
they don't want to adapt, change, and shift
They
gears. Like you said.
fixate on the comfortable, the safe, and they won't take
True.
risks. And if you work super hard at the wrong thing, sometimes that yields
course.
the wrong result.
Of course, yeah,
Which
true.
is, I mean, that's all acting really is. It's the
Yeah.
right thing leading to the next one.
Yeah.
Be honest, do you feel like you were given that advantage? And I asked it to a lot of people who obviously, whether they're athletes, their parents, this and that. Do you feel like rather than most people, when you walk into a room, you feel like you have an advantage, or when you first started going into
it's
the industry?
funny, and I would love to hear everyone because that's the most
Yeah.
interesting question to ask an actor.
I have
But
a
I feel
viewpoint on
like
that also.
we all come in with a set of benefits
Mm-hmm.
and certain detractors. I would argue I'm incredibly blessed, and I would never complain about the circumstances I've been given and what I've been afforded. But what comes into it ultimately is these pitfalls that come inherent to acting or entertainment in general, or really anything, because nothing is perfectly laid out for you. There's always going to be trials and tribulations.
Even when it
otherwise-
looks perfect, it's still not
Of
going to
course.
You got to go through trials and tribulations so that you can appreciate it once you get to the other side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And acting is just one of those things where a lot of cases you don't necessarily know what your trials and tribulations will be,
Yeah.
but you
Or how
face
long
them.
it'll last, too.
And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Because people probably assume, oh, this guy, his dad's he's gonna get every role. But I assume you've definitely heard no's. I mean,
you know all the time.
Yeah. So, it goes hand in hand. But I do feel like whether it's not you specifically, but somebody maybe getting signed with this agency, maybe getting on this college team, maybe you do have a little bit more help than say the average Joe Schmo out of
South
slums
Central.
or something. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? At least to get your name.
of course.
If your dad wants to make a call, your mom wants to make a call, somebody like this, it gives a
See,
slight
it's less
advantage.
so than that.
Yeah.
Not just because, and I'm sorry, I hate to talk about myself for this long, but
you're good.
in the context of that, I
Yeah.
suppose my father maybe making headway. Ultimately, he's not the one that'll be on camera.
Yep.
True.
And I
That's the
feel like
best way
I'm
you can
making
say it right there.
excuses and whatnot, but at the
it's
end of the day,
facts.
if I'm not, passionate about it, if I don't truly love
It's gonna
what I
show
do,
on camera.
it'll really show on camera, and that'll become an issue.
It's the same with Denzel's son. Denzel has a son that is now he's booming out a little bit.
John
but-
David.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he's so
but
good.
Denzel himself.
He wanted
Yeah.
none of his dad's help. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want none of his dad's help, and Denzel was saying like, I just let him, be an actor himself. I didn't. He basically said like, I didn't just because I'm me. I didn't like force him to get this role because you can't force a role.
And
That's
by
a
the
good
way,
point, man.
That's a very easy way of being like, well, that's why you have and what you have and why you. I'm curious, without those perceived headways into the industry, how did you guys get into the? Because people always ask me, how do you get an agent or how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if
To
there
be
is
honest,
one way.
it was so like with me. Obviously, I came out here a week after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
family, nothing here. Just winged it, man. Like I had no clue what I wanted to do. Acting was the last thing on my mind.
Really?
Acting was the last thing in my mind. I was always kind of rapping in high school, but my biggest thing was sports. I was playing sports. I loved it. Just went
So
to
what's the main reason you came to LA though? Like,
Just so pretty.
I wanted.
It's like I gotta try.
I gotta be a star.
I'm so good looking.
You know, I honestly, I wanted to have that platform to be heard. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to have, and I didn't even know what I was gonna do for myself to get on that platform. I just wanted to have that platform to be heard.
So would you say you came from music?
Nah, just nothing.
So
You know
what did you come out for then?
Literally nothing.
Just to start
Straight
your
up
life.
nothing. LA, La La
If
Land.
you're watching this, don't do what he did. Do not do what he did.
Have some type
It
of.
is
Well,
too
no,
expensive for us.
no. And I think my whole life, just everything I've done, I don't play anything safe. Like I don't care. To
That's
a
good.
point.
I like that.
To
Always roll
a
the
point,
dice.
I really
It works.
don't.
Always roll the dice.
I have like the fallback is there. Like I really don't care. I mean, I don't know what you can say because you guys are from here. Like for instance. If I was living here, a drive-up audition is 30 minutes from you. If something fails for me, like, okay, cool, I don't get it. I need to go to the next thing unless I'm flying 2,000 miles back over there.
Well, that's interesting, and that begs a question that you could arguably answer for other people. What would you say maybe to someone? Because I feel like people will ask, what do you say to an actor starting out? How do you tell or incite in someone the idea of what it means to be an actor in LA, and how do you feel you can teach unto someone else like what it actually means to be? Obviously, rejection is something
Well,
you deal with.
You get the question a lot. You know, I'm sure you guys hear all the time. How do I get in the industry? My biggest thing was first finding an agent. Like my thinking is.
But you can't get an agent without having pre-existing
course,
work also
and-
sometimes
and
too.
I'm gonna tell
And
you-
you can't get work without an agent, like without getting you in the door sometimes too.
Of course, but my thing is like just even with submitting to colleges back when I was in high school. When I first got, I told you this one time, I was submitting to 500 agencies, management companies a day. Maybe 50 open it up, maybe 10 take interest, maybe 2 call me back, maybe 1 took me, and 1 did take me. And it
Right.
was just
It's a numbers game.
I had nothing on my plate and nothing on my resume. I went in there, I was myself. I told her where I was from, what I want to do, no skill, nothing. When she said bring in a headshot, I took a selfie, printed it out on the printer, brought that shit. Resume, TJ Maxx, Papa John's. It was,
You use an actual work
bro,
resume.
actual work. I didn't know, and that's the thing.
Well,
And she thought it was funny.
Yeah.
She thought it was freaking hilarious.
Wow.
What do you know? 8 months later, family reunion. Now, and it didn't even like contrast me like what like the magnitude. Everybody's like, yo, like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You got that role in 8 months of like not doing anything. I was like, okay. Then I kind of for a little bit started trying doing music because nothing was happening. But if nothing happens, I see a lot of people here. They dwell. They go back home. They keep trying
give
so
up.
hard.
They give up.
Yeah, that's
to
that
a
mindset.
To a point, but
You have to
I feel
love
like
it.
you gotta just keep jumping, just keep moving, just keep going straight, and that's what I did.
You can't have a plan B. For me, I don't have a plan B. It distracts. No, it distracts.
It's like in the third Dark Knight movie
Quote,
when he
quote
was
Drake.
like jump.
Finish the Drake quote. Finish the Drake quote.
Oh, was this
what
a
was
Drake?
It?
Oh,
what was it?
damn, man.
What was it?
I don't know if it's a Drake thing. I would just say
What was
if
it? What was
you
the
have a
quote,
plan B, it distracts you from plan A. That's the biggest
Or
thing.
you
Like
feel
if
you can feel comfortable if
you
you
have
don't
a-
get it, like, oh, I'll be all right after.
Yeah, a lot of people have like jobs on the side to support, pursuing their
Yeah.
passion, and I feel like that for me, I got rid of my job like 2 years being out
What
here.
did you do before?
When I moved? Right when I got here, I worked at FedEx in the airport.
How was that?
I got fired and I was put on the.
Hey,
I was put
yo, go on.
I got fired for bringing
What'd you do?
I brought a
What did he
steak
do?
knife to work for my food, and they were really strict at the airport because
Of course, it's an airport.
Yeah, and I told them I had it there, but it was like my 3rd strike, and I got put on the no-fly list also. I couldn't go home for Christmas.
Wow.
Oh,
But
you're
if
not
that would've-
still on.
Wait,
No. Listen to this. If that would have never happened, I would have never gotten my first role in this indie film that I was the lead in.
really?
Because I would have never been able to go to the audition at
You
the
would have
time.
been gone?
Well, I would have been working.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
you were working.
So-
It's literally timing. Family reunion. It was before the holidays, before Christmas. You know how they're probably asked when are you leaving, stuff
Yeah, of
like
course,
this.
of course.
I wanted to stay the extra 5 days because my manager's like, yo, a lot of people are leaving. The audition's gonna be there. It's gonna be open.
good.
Stayed a couple days later. Boom, went in. Was the first one of the day. Nobody else really showed up. Boom, I got it. It's timing and it's opportunity.
Yeah.
Everyone went on hiatus, I guess.
Yeah. And after,
That's so funny.
it just kind of
Strike while others are sleeping.
It
Yeah.
kind of flew into that.
Yeah.
But going back to what he originally brought up for you, Nick, being here your whole entire life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you started acting a long time, or maybe you got into it now. What made you just now wanting to get into it, even though you've been here your whole entire
You're
life?
so pretty.
It was it was more about like
Maybe puberty hit. Maybe you
like,
got more attractive.
I feel like I was always like into like I used to do YouTube in middle school, right? I used to do like Facebook videos, YouTube videos, and I seen people liked what I did on camera. Like I got people's attention. I was entertaining, And then so I'm like, I love movies too. Like my dad used to always watch movies. And me and my dad was, watched a lot of movies. So I was always like, I'm gonna be an actor. Like I'm gonna do something with entertainment. And I started doing stand-up comedy because I love like stoner movies and so I did stand-up comedy in high school.
Cool.
I would run home after school, like at senior year. I would get on the Metro station and then go all the way from South Central to Hollywood.
Oh wow.
Get on the bus, and I was like, I thought I was the shit. Like I was like, I'm gonna go to the best one. So I went to the Improv, blah blah blah, like doing open mics and stuff. And then
doing everything you can.
Yeah, so at 17, and then I didn't start acting until like I had just turned 20. Like I was 19.
Wow.
Just turned 20, and then I got an audition at 20 years old, and I booked that.
And that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. So I've only been acting for 2 years.
Very cool.
And did you do that? Because I hear a lot of times, I ask people what made them want to get into acting, and I hit the most common answer I hear is, I want to be taken more seriously.
No, I just wanted that.
What?
Yeah.
Actually taking
No,
one.
Yeah, bro.
That's like
No.
Yo, I see every YouTuber, every artist wanting to get into acting.
Oh, when you're talking
But
about. Oh, okay.
No, but
okay.
You see what I'm saying?
You're
they wanna
supposed to love. You're
okay.
supposed to love acting, like
Yeah, you
You're supposed to love it so much you could do it for free.
But
And I probably would.
See, that being said, I
we're doing it
laughed,
for
but I do get
perception.
what you're saying. If you're in a position where you're entertainment adjacent, or maybe you're in entertainment and it's not the type of which you'd like to be in,
Yeah.
YouTube, wanting to be an actor,
Using it as
it
a
makes
platform, I
sense
guess.
that
Of
you
course.
desire to be taken seriously, not just in general, but specifically for your art and what you are passionate about.
That makes sense.
So that does make sense.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry I
No,
laughed.
hey,
I'll
you
concede.
gonna unlock this laptop or what, Noah?
But yeah, in a second, I don't even know my password right now. Getting into that.
It's only T in this.
Getting into that, like last question for this topic. Honestly, like, do you guys, in what you guys do, obviously you guys chase the money or chase the success? Because at first, my biggest thing was I wanted to chase what was gonna make me first, instead of seeing that the longevity of success. You know what I'm saying? That's why I saw acting as kind of the line of the barrier, you know what I'm saying? To be taken seriously and to make the most money.
Honestly, for me, I do it just because I genuinely love doing it.
Yeah.
And I know that may sound like a cliche thing, like everyone's like, oh, you gotta love to do it. But no, I really do love to do it. Obviously, the money is a plus because it supports you
could,
living
yeah.
here.
Of
course.
The limit is crazy. Like
Yeah.
the sky's the limit.
And then-
That's why I said that's why I said I don't have a plan B, because this is it. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And
you
that's
love the most. Like this is your passion.
So this is like
exactly.
the
And
only
that's-
thing.
So I feel like
I put everything
I don't know if
into
I'm
it.
speaking for others. I don't think we're chasing either, like the money or the success. I feel like I'm chasing just I want to be great and I love acting, so I want to get whatever I can get.
Well, no,
Whatever
to
comes
speak
with it, I guess.
candidly, because I feel like
Yeah.
I'm in comfortable company and there's
Yeah.
about 5 people looking at me right now. I feel like if you had asked me that when I was in high school, I probably would have said I wanted to be famous.
Yeah.
You know why?
Oh,
'Cause
100%.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I looked at acting and entertainment as a way to be seen and probably, in a lot of ways, to be taken seriously. It's probably why I laughed when you said that you knew people that wanted to be taken seriously, because I saw that in myself. Wasn't until I got older and you gain perspective and possibly empathy, and you desire to entertain and to bring light to certain stories, narratives, and characters that maybe wouldn't otherwise get that attention, because you want other people to feel that and
Through
to
you.
be moved through you.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
And that's powerful.
So
That's nice.
in the beginning, it was probably fame, success, whatever, and I'll say luckily, because to act in pursuit of fame and money is dumb. It evolved into something more where I ultimately hope to God I don't act for myself. I do it for others to be entertained through my work, and because
Love
I
that.
love it,
That's nice.
they'll feel that in a performance.
And I asked myself 2 things. One, if every job, every profession paid the exact same, what would you want to do today?
I would still act.
And after that question,
Strip. No, I'm just kidding.
And after that question, I tell
best.
myself, I'm not satisfied with the act. I'm chasing my last milestone, and that's what I want to be. That's my goal. My last milestone. I'm trying to just keep leveling on. I don't care what it is. What it's
Oh,
gonna do.
yeah.
So when I was growing up, I was like, yo, everybody that does something, I can do better than you at that. Like I can do. It's not hard. It's not. It's it's there.
Hey, no, just playing.
Yeah, like
The thing is also,
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
realize with this, we should.
I'll do ballet.
Well,
God damn it.
The thing is,
You're
though, we
figuring
should
it.
all come together as a collective and support one another also, too.
Of course.
It shouldn't be a competition. It should
yeah,
be
of
like
course.
pushing each other for betterment, moving
Because
forward.
like we said,
'Cause that's-
every role is not forced. Every
Right.
role is meant for somebody. So there's no point in like being so like hating. Like kind of like keeping a distance. I like welcome like the actors.
Well,
like,
and this might even be a little bit of a topic shift, but I think that speaks both to entertainment and acting and also maybe personal relationships. You look at what it is you want in something, and it's from that that incites what you do next. You're not looking for the best of something, you're looking for the best for you.
Exactly.
It can't be, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be perfect for you.
gotta be a little
And in a
selfish.
relationship, or as it relates to acting, if you're with someone and maybe they aren't, exactly what you'd expect or want to be dating, but they look great.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not a great relationship.
Right.
You may feel great in the moment,
beginning
but
or
what's
whatever.
better about having something that's perfect for you and who you are is that doesn't necessarily compromise your
It's not going to
self-being.
make you happy in the end.
Exactly.
It'll be maybe a short-term little.
Temporary.
And that's what I always wonder. Like, I don't know, me, I'm single as fuck. You guys are in relationships.
How long you been single? Ever?
I'm gonna be honest. Bro.
That's okay though. It's okay.
No, there's a method to it.
No,
Okay?
this is great.
There's a method. There's a I don't want to be in a relationship.
You seem it. Good.
I don't want to get
Lucky
married.
for you.
Lucky for
Okay.
her. Lucky
I
for
am
her.
very.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
You know, get your shit up. Go for it.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. You know what? No, I got it.
Anyways, I mean, I want to know like why a relationship. What's so strong about a relationship if you're not gonna get married to him?
Why companionship?
I'm trying to figure out why. Why do you guys date?
there
Like, what's
is
the
no-
point
there-
of it?
there-
I mean, you
Well, what's dating? Is dating a relationship or
Dating I think dating is to getting to know the person.
Yes,
to
that's
see
two
if
different
it is
things.
perfect for you.
single
You know?
dating and relationship? Three different things.
I can do that with the guy. Get to know him. Am I dating
You could
him?
do that. No,
Yeah,
no.
of course.
You're
I talk to my
you're
guy
creating
friends.
a
Well,
relationship.
I
regardless.
always see. I think it's funny when it comes to dating. There's always that question of like, oh, is this a date? Are we dating?
Yeah.
Is that? And I choose to think of every time you interact with someone or you hang out with, especially one-on-one, that it's arguably a date.
Right.
Great
A
date.
lot of times it'll fail on the basis that if it's two heterosexual men hanging out, that date fails because neither of them are attracted to each other sexually. That being said, if it's a young man and a young woman, a young man and another man, or what have you, anyone, and they're hanging out and the sexual attraction is there, rather than worrying about if they're dating or not, they should worry about if they're compatible.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Both
100%.
in general,
Facts.
romantically, personally.
The whole point.
And-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. It just brings about, I think, clarity that at this day and age, especially with Instagram, DMs and whatnot, clarity is like what we strive for. It's what we sort of yearn for. But we also won't ask for it outright because that, I guess, is lame.
Are you two going into it with saying
Why
I
do you
want to
keep
date
saying
you?
you too?
I mean, aren't you
I'm
guys
the
both
only
in a
one. I'm the
relationship?
only one. I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
Are we bringing
Okay.
Okay.
This coffee
No. Mason, I'm gonna let him speak on his
No,
thing.
what
But you, Nick, going obviously you have a girlfriend who's long distance. Where are you going into that?
Oh, you're
saying-
long distance.
How long?
So we've been together for a year and a month.
Yeah.
Where is she at?
In New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
clap that
congrats.
up.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
No,
What
that's
part of New
good.
York?
Manhattan.
Okay.
Upper East Side.
Finish
Right.
and going.
So here's the thing. So
Upper East Side,
there is no like expectation. You're not supposed to.
face?
Upper East Side, yeah.
Look, you're not supposed to go into it with like expectations at
Yeah.
all. It really just
Supposed to
What do you
flow.
say?
It started as a friendship. So like I knew she was at when I first started first started talking.
You one of
She was in
those.
college. She was
Yeah.
a senior in college. She was still in Connecticut. I'm not dumb. I'm like, why am I gonna be here? Like, hey babe, like I'm not gonna get So I was still living my life. She was living her life. But we were friends. We started as friends, Snapchatting. Going FaceTiming, and then it got to a point where I'm like, every night she was FaceTiming me. I'm like, you're in college, you could easily be at a bar doing something
Right.
or FaceTiming someone else, but you're FaceTiming a dude in LA. I'm
course.
like, okay, cool. And then like she was funny about all the things we had a lot in
Fell
common.
in love.
Yeah, I was falling, but then she's still long distance, right? So it's tough, man. But I'm lucky I have a friend. He's a flight attendant, so
there you go.
my flights are $88 to get to New York.
That's it.
That's so close.
Bro,
Nice.
I'm trying to go home.
So we
bro.
try to make a trip
Yeah.
at least once
Home.
a month or once every 2 months. We try to make a trip, and then
That's good.
yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
but
That's
it's
good.
really
It's equal parts, like going. Like,
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's
yeah.
how you guys will succeed because you guys are both.
and the
going
only time it
100%
works
all
is
in.
if she has to be your best friend. Like
Right.
it sounds corny.
In
but
everything,
it has to be
in
your
everything,
best friend.
business,
Everything.
Yeah.
relationship, everything. You gotta have that
I've
relationship.
known,
Yeah,
like
of
for
course.
the first time in my life, like I rather tell her about like what just happened to me instead of telling my homie. Like, you know, I usually be like, hey bro, like guess what happened? Now it's her like, babe, like yo, I just went to the store and you know, you know, so it's supposed to be genuine.
And then when you see her after 2 months, it's just you lock that door in the bedroom and you don't leave for weeks.
Yeah,
and then,
no, every trip that first day.
Oh yeah, he don't talk to me when his girls here. He don't talk to me when his girls here. Get her in. Yeah. Nah, when his girls here, you know you don't talk to us. Nothing.
because you guys are studying the Bible.
Just
so-
boo-boo's here.
Boo's
here.
Yeah, Bible study the
Mama's
whole
here.
time.
Mama's here.
Well, that's good. See, I did long distance for 2.5 years.
Oh
wow.
It was hard. It was great.
Yeah.
She was in Atlanta. Much love to her. She's incredible. Yeah. But she was in Atlanta. I was in LA and New York, respectively, because I went to school at that time. And the most frustrating thing in the world was that we were so in love with each other, and it was so
a lot of missing.
Of course. And the only times you would get out to see each other is on like breaks and like whatnot. But when you do see each other, it's like all those months that were built up just kind of come flooding back into it, and it's just like you picked up right where you left off.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing. I'll never do it again. But
One tip
has
is
its positives and negatives,
if
I
you
guess.
guys do long distance, I feel like I wouldn't get into a relationship if I knew it wasn't. I had to put a timestamp on it. So we had in our head, like she's moving out here in February, like next month, like that.
Oh, really?
Together?
Yeah,
Oh.
together. So
congratulations.
You guys
if
gotta
we
make it all the way through.
Yeah,
That's why you got a ring in your bio now. Huh?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have, like, I probably wouldn't been able to have been in a long distance if we didn't know when we were gonna make a move. Either I go there, because if I'm just there, I'm like, yo, like I'm wasting time, kind of like. But with that timestamp, made us stronger. Like, okay, we
Yeah.
just,
You guys had a
we just
greater
have to
plan.
make it to February, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Would you say though? I know a lot of people. It's like, you know, your spouse relationship. Do you think that's a distraction to your business? You think that's is that helping you?
I'm gonna be honest. It could be. It could be because look, I make music. I act. I do
Oh,
skits.
do you? Oh,
so
keep
like,
plugging it. There you go.
You know,
what's your Instagram?
Nick Navarro on Instagram. Apple Music, Spotify, codename P.
Yeah,
codename P. So
okay, word.
But quick plug. But
Go for it.
So before I got into the relationship, everything I did was about the music, like or about acting. So I would write for 2 hours and nobody would complain. But when I got a girlfriend, like that's her time now, kind of.
Of course.
So I felt bad saying, babe, you know what? Can I call you in like 3 hours? I'm gonna work on this, blah blah blah, edit this. So I kind of put a lot of that on hold, unless it was an audition or something like that.
But
I would. So then I had to have boundaries. Like I told her, like a couple hours, I might want to write some stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
I was going to say, in the best relationships are one where they accommodate that.
Oh, yeah,
They
for sure.
understand because
Compliment.
ultimately, especially for actors, I argue, this is my hot take of the day, actors make for the worst significant others on the planet.
It's hard.
But you're not dating the actor, you're dating the person.
Yeah.
And actor in general, you're kissing other people, you're simulating sexual acts.
Yeah.
That's emotionally distressing for a significant
course.
other.
Yeah.
But the person who is the actor that undergoes those
That comes
circumstances,
home at the end
it's
of the day.
your job to articulate to your significant other that it is your job, and it feels that way on set.
them that
I don't know, have you ever
comfort,
done
too,
a
like-
sex scene?
No,
I mean, I get it, like porn. You
There's
do it all the time.
nothing. Okay, there's nothing.
That's actors, yeah.
Sure. There's
you were
nothing.
thinking about
but
jumping
that's,
into porn,
that
too.
might, yeah.
No, I was not thinking about jumping
no
into
one
porn.
was thinking
No,
to you for
no,
Melrose.
you had that. What?
Is this is this not a casting couch? What is this?
I
Are
mean, you know.
I thought that's what we're getting into.
I can right now. I just gotta. No, okay, whatever. That's fine.
Brandon has experience in that.
In porn?
In porn?
No.
Good.
I've never
What's
done porn.
your experience?
I've never done porn. Never
Oh,
done
great,
porn.
great.
I've had offers to do it when I first moved out here.
Really?
That's a real
One
thing.
after another, boom, boom, boom.
That's a real thing.
I had offers.
They found me on Model Mayhem when I was using
Oh,
Model
y'all
Mayhem.
got offers, huh? Y'all got offers.
Mine wasn't with girls, so they offered me
Come
to do guy. I was like, yo, no, I'm not kidding, bro. I was a young chocolate boy coming out. I was cute, man.
You right off the plane, you hopped out of LAX. They were like,
I know. Okay, listen.
What are you doing in this set?
2 days. Went to a California pizza kitchen, picking up my food. Little guy behind me, hey, you, hey.
is that what porn
Hey,
is?
no. Then he's like, you want to make some extra money? So what you mean? Like, well, you know, I want to watch you like fuck my wife. Oh. Then it escalates. He's like, well, I didn't really mean my wife. I meant my significant other. Okay, cool. And then he's like, starts saying, well, I'm with companies, my husband, I would love to watch you guys and all. Don't take it the wrong way. I didn't even get near that stuff, but I'm just saying.
listen,
Yeah, but no,
It was just an offer that you
Bro,
got.
it was-
he was just asking.
It's crazy. But he was asking. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and listen.
It's LA. It's LA.
It's LA, and it's as odd as it's his business.
Yeah.
But whatever gets his jollies off.
Yeah. I mean,
as long
shit.
as it's between 3 consenting adults, I think.
I would
I
say
think
so.
He can.
So no, since you're single, what do you like? How are you trying to change that? Do you look?
Absolutely.
Do you
What do
look for somebody?
Is that a new
But
segment?
before you guys even fucking finish, no, I am way too young to even attempt to lock or tie myself.
But then you're saying it now.
But I'm having so much fun.
You'll have
okay.
a girlfriend in
Or
a
guy.
week.
Or guy.
I won't.
Or boyfriend in a week.
Dude,
you
he's
never
moist.
know.
He's a moist dude.
But
He's
no,
a little moist. I don't know. Hey.
What does that
Hey.
mean?
What does that mean?
Oh,
What
moist. So moist. There's gay and there's little free.
no, we're not
Moist is
getting
like
into
right. But anyways,
We're not getting into it.
back to what I was
I
saying.
was young
No,
too,
no,
though.
no. I gotta tear that shit right down. What is moist?
Moist.
Say it so
a
I can
little-
shit on your face.
A little squishy.
What does
Don't
that
say
mean?
that.
That's
A
still
little-
not. That's like.
Don't
See, that's
say
the
that.
thing. People have labels on all this stuff nowadays, also too. You know what I mean? It's like it's.
And
that's
anyways,
what
all
boxes
right,
everyone in.
cool. Let's moist, humid, whatever.
What?
Okay. Nick,
You're perfect just the way that you are.
exactly. Nick, no. Why no?
I was saying I was young too though. You said I'm too young. I like I said, you don't look for it. It happens.
Exactly this, but you just asked me, no, is that the next step you want to go into?
Okay.
No, it's not.
So in your head, you.
It
That
never-
actually begs a question.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
with a young individual who is of age still, and don't do that. Don't, all right, guys, move on. You're with them, and you're hooking up, what have you.
Yeah.
And you decide you wouldn't like a relationship. You've decided in your brain you wouldn't engage in sexual relations in a committed fashion. So what in God's name do you tell them? Do you just say, listen, I'm not looking for a relationship? Do you admit that you've never done it before, not to call you out in that respect in any way? Or do you just say, or is it just a given? You're like, I'm not dating, we won't be dating.
Well, no. First of all, girls don't want to date me.
Oh my
That's one.
goodness.
2, they already know it's getting popping. That's about it. It's popping. I have no pillow talk, no nothing. All right, right to the shower. No, I mean
that's the
I'm
best.
gonna be honest, but
I love that.
Yeah.
When you touch sweet nothings. Woo.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
the
best
very
sweaty.
best.
Anyways, no, I wouldn't want to date me, yo. I'm a mess. I'm all over the place. I'm too
I
much.
think so. Look at that stud in your ear. That's bigger than my eye. Look at that.
But it's not even. I'm not even. I don't really. I genuinely could say I really don't care. Don't take this the wrong way. I love hanging out with the bros, talking to bros just so much. To a point like I'd rather like girls always talk about let's go on vacation.
It's
Let's
less
do this.
work. It's less work.
I'd rather go on vacation with my bros around the
That's
country,
what
around the world.
that goes back to what I was saying. Is like I was like that too. But then when you do find
If
someone
you
that's
find someone,
then
then
that's the
everything
person
shifts.
that- that's
and I
the-
agree.
yeah,
But I'm
of
just saying.
course.
But you asked me, am I looking to
See,
eventually
but
get into that?
don't
No one
do
looks
that.
for it.
Don't generalize as if all women are incapable of hanging
Yeah,
out
yeah, yeah.
in that fashion.
Of course, I'm saying I personally, I never, even growing up in high school, like I was never like the guy to like, I would say get along with the girls in that sense. Like I don't know. Like
Sure, and I was.
I have sisters. I have
Yeah.
sisters, and it's like my bros, like my guys. Call my guys hours a day. I talk to Brandon hours a day, just hours.
so funny.
I'm DMing you hours a
I'm
day.
the
It's just-
that's funny because I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I love my guys. I love hanging out. That being said, I maybe have y'all reach for that at the same time. That was nuts. I have maybe like 3 dudes that I kick it with on a regular basis. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm
intro.
just there's oh god.
That was coffee.
Oh
That was
god.
coffee.
I just it's not anymore. No. Well, that
That was
mixes-
my-
that was my move too, to
I
go
didn't know.
for it and drink the coffee. That being said,
My wine is done.
it is what your wine is done.
Where'd it go?
No, I don't want no more. I don't
That
want it.
being
No,
said, I so lost my.
You're a ladies' man, Mason. You always had that spice in you, bro. You're smooth, the way you come off. Like, for instance, I would literally.
don't make it sound like I'm like playing games.
No. But like, for instance, I was asking Brandon, like, bro, y'all see my DMs? I showed a couple of y'all.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
They're terrible. He's
Really?
bro.
Oh, as far as how you try to talk
What
to
do
girls?
you do? You
Yeah,
probably,
no,
you probably
when
use
he showed-
stupid ass words
No,
like
when he
this.
showed me his DM one time, I looked at it and he unsent all of his
Everything.
messages.
He unsent
Really?
messages. They
Yeah,
doing
bro,
another
I
guy.
feel. First of all,
no,
I sent voice memos. They can't even screenshot
Oh,
that.
you see, like, you already have the intent.
Bro, and then also, I swear to God, I probably have 10,000
So when
DMs.
you wait, hold on.
I hire somebody to literally send everyone.
Hold on, before I put hands and feet on.
Yeah.
When you DM people,
Yep.
you send them voice
Voice memos.
memos.
Yep.
telling
Wait, is
them
that the opening
they're
thing?
Nothing.
The opening message is a voice memo
Nothing.
too?
Yeah.
Nothing.
And the thing is, too. Okay,
What
let
are
me
you
tell you why.
saying?
It's a
What are you-
method. It's a method.
Nothing
When
is
you're-
more incriminating than your physical
Yeah,
voice.
that's
your
true. That's true.
disembodied
They-
voice.
they can-
being like, yo, baby, you looking
what's up?
fine. You probably
But also-
stupid ass.
also-
It's no Taliferro.
Also,
You know what Taliferro is.
also check this for guy talk. If a girl, because obviously it goes to like their request.
Yeah.
They can see a request and never open or see it. I send a voice
Well, now
note.
it
They
goes to
have to
different-
listen.
there's two different
But they
little
have
boxes
to
now.
listen, and I see that they listen.
But what do you say, man? That's
I know. I'm kind of be like, I'm kind of like,
You a nasty nigga,
put
man.
a little tone in the voice. I'm gonna say like, for instance, like,
Yo, what's up, baby?
Oh my God!
You say baby girl?
yeah,
That's how you come out of
baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Baby
No, it's
girl.
not. It's
No,
not that you
it
said
shouldn't-
baby girl.
it shouldn't
It's
be
that
like
you
that.
said. It's that you drop your voice. First of all,
Oh
7
yeah, you lowered the
octaves.
voice too. Yeah.
You dropped that. Barry White was probably offended just now,
And
and,
she-
you said baby girl at the same
Give a little
time.
like at the end, like a little grab.
Little.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They get tone, and they be like, you know, some be like hi, you know, some won't say nothing,
Or just.
and some I'm hanging out with that same night. You know what I'm
And
saying?
so you do the same thing to
Same
no
thing.
avail,
If I can copy and paste the voice
to
memo, I
no
would do it.
success,
Maybe you
and
should
you
switch it up a
still
little
do it.
bit. Yeah, switch it up.
Well, you
a
know,
little bit,
sometimes I'll send like an emoji of like a boat, and they'll be like, "Yo, so we're going on a boat ride." I'll be like, "No, I'm scared of boats." You know, it's interesting, bro. But see, like I was saying, Brandon,
Did you hear what he just? Wait, hold on. We're gonna wait.
Hey,
let's
Hunter,
back
back
this up.
home though, I didn't have a problem with
Let's
that. I
back
was.
this up.
This
Are
is
you
here.
This is LA.
This is actually it's different here.
It's like a different world. It's a
Wait,
different
are you
world.
afraid of boats?
Yeah.
It's not that it's different. That
Hey,
approach
hey,
is
I mean,
horrible.
I can't do boats. Me and my partner, we went on a boat.
No,
It was
you're
scary.
that probably that would make you a good boyfriend. You're willing to admit your
Tell
faults
people that.
Yeah.
and discuss your
Yeah.
shortcomings.
The best way to
It lowers
get
your
into,
guard.
The best way to get into a girl's DM is not to be weird and send a voice message.
Yeah, that's the
It's to-
biggest-
First of all,
biggest
you
one.
have to have some type of engagement. If she likes your picture, at least one.
Yeah.
Like,
That's corny.
Look, if that, no, it's not.
That's-
You gotta be funny. My deep voice.
Okay, wait, that's not funny.
Yes, it is.
That's weird to her. Look,
probably
you
call
can
the
reply. You
police.
can reply to a selfie with something respect, like or just swipe up and put something like an I heart something.
Yeah.
And if she like if that works, if she replies to that, then cool. You can that starts the conversation.
Let me-
Usually
yeah.
complimenting something other than her looks.
Other than the look, yeah, like,
Yeah.
like where's that spot? Oh, it looks,
Yeah.
that looks dope, like
Yeah.
and then you should cut, blah blah blah.
You sound like good at the like as if
Yeah.
DMs are this fine.
It's like a
It's
school, like you
art.
study.
No, no,
It
no.
is.
It's
It's a
way
method.
impressive. So
Yeah.
you have like a method of, but
No, of
well,
course, of
obviously,
course.
if your girl watches,
No,
you
I
don't
told her I was gonna talk
You
about
used
that.
to have a method.
Look, babe,
You're
babe,
talking- Yo, baby, listen,
Babe.
I'm gonna have to talk about a DM.
Look,
Babe,
lower the voice,
it's
lower the
all
voice.
gonna be fake,
No,
babe.
no, because look, like I said, I did skits. I was always that funny guy. I always felt like
Yeah,
people
yeah,
were
yeah.
watching me regardless. I'm not gonna say like it was an advantage, but girls thought that they see me like if I would share like something I did on True TV,
Yeah.
plug in every Thursday.
Oh
And like
What's the show?
laugh mobs, laugh tracks.
There you go.
Anyways,
Haven't heard of it.
but I feel like it was kind of easy if because I did skits and stuff. But
That's
Look.
my genie model.
It's like a fishbowl.
but still, given that, like, you still have to talk to them and be interested and be like, be yourself, but don't try to act cool. You just gotta,
Yeah.
talk to them.
Unless they slide into yours first.
If I've had that. If they slide into yours,
Ooh, I saw you get that as a subtle flex. No, I had that.
9 times out of
too.
10, when a girl slides into your DM, I feel
wrap.
like it's all about sexual stuff.
Yeah.
For the most part, I swear to God.
I don't
I-
see.
Girls
Okay,
will slide into
okay,
mine and just call me an
okay.
idiot. I mean, Mason does it all the fucking
Well, that's-
time.
I'm not talking about
Mason
that.
does it all the time.
I'm not talking about those
No, you're a
DMs.
fucking idiot. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Just all the time.
So I guess in perfect antithesis of what you're talking about,
What word? I don't know how to spell
and
that.
the antithesis,
can
the
spell
it
opposite of what
backwards.
you're saying.
Okay.
So I have no idea what to do in the DMs, and to the point where I tend to not access people through their DM because I know I'm gonna say something stupid. But if someone DMs me, says something, for example, after some of my work had came out, people would
Plug
send
it, Book Smart.
Book
Book
smart.
Smart,
Grammy right
for
here.
your consideration.
Oscar, all that shit.
There you go.
After stuff like that would come out, as people would
He took my girls from back home. The
send me maybe photos or something,
What kind of photos?
and explicit ones.
Some risque photos.
And
They would
I
just-
wouldn't know what to say, so I would thank
like
you.
it? Yeah. Or like
And I
a
would,
little
no,
heart,
I would
like,
just
yeah,
say
it.
like, that's very nice,
Yeah.
or something.
He
and
does. He does these twins after books for my twin present back home. I sent him a screenshot, and Mason said, "Tell him very nice, thanks."
No, I don't know what
he's such
what
a-
am I supposed to say?
And hope he's so nice. Oh Noah, you're way better looking than me. Take them from me.
Because you're kind of weirded out with that whole like.
Well, it's not. It's not about being weirded out because I know
flirting
what,
online, is
I'm
that-
It's again. It's not about being. It's about if this person were in front of me. That's an odd thing to say. If this person were in front of me and got naked, I don't think my initial reaction would be to be like, oh yeah, like
No, it's not, it's not.
it would be to be like. If someone did, you
that
would.
voice,
You
you
would.
would-
And
you would do it in that
you
lower
drop the
octave
voice.
too, yeah.
I mean, I'm
The Noah drop top, yeah.
She
Right. Okay. Well, you can do that.
You know what I'm saying? A little
I
give a
would
Rick
be
Ross
like,
hug.
I'm like
that's very nice.
I'm like a French
Those are
bulldog.
I shouldn't elicit the. No, I don't know what I would say other than like.
Ask me
Thank you.
for advice next time.
For
No,
advice.
no, don't
so
do that, don't
okay,
do that.
I
He would,
see
he
what
would
you're saying.
have you send a voice memo to
Hell
her.
yeah.
Right
He
away.
would have me send a voice
Give me a little
memo,
script.
and I would get no. Listen,
Blocked.
listen, none of that. But that's okay. I feel like
I've had girl friends like,
Mm-hmm.
and they tell me that they don't like what we do as far as like our methods and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like, I don't like when they, like you said, they don't when they only reply to like the cute stuff because that's they know look, when they post a tease or a
little
selfie,
thirst trap or something,
they
too.
know that these specific men are gonna hit her up for that,
Right.
and that makes them feel
That's
better.
the wrong time to slide
That's
in
the wrong
also,
time.
too.
The good time is to be genuine. And sometimes, like if you're doing something in your life, like they'll notice that. Like you don't always have to be so like
see,
oh,
but
like,
even that, see, that's what's interesting is the fact that people slide into people's DMs knowing good and damn well what they're there for,
Yeah, no,
but
of
won't
course.
acknowledge it. Which is why it's like it's so funny that people are like, oh, I like it when they slide in the DMs on a cute photo where I'm just like at coffee. Right, but what am I going to talk about? Yeah, that coffee cup looked really nice. So,
We live in a.
what are we doing? Like, it's like, no, don't talk about the coffee.
And like I was telling Brandon the other day, it's like, be honest, I can't really hold a conversation. Hey, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. What's next?
you're supposed to try to get to know them.
Yeah, maybe.
Where
like,
you going?
How their day-
it's,
how
you know,
their day
it's, you know,
was.
it's
And
funny.
back to that saying, like,
They're human beings.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they have
they're
interests,
human
and-
beings.
no, hi, where are you from? Home, Indiana.
No, you have to look
They-
because you know what it is. You're when you speak to a woman, I feel like you're super aware that they're a woman and not a bro, like you said. So instead of treating her like super different, like you have to speak to her like if you.
I wouldn't
talk
say
to-
that. First of all,
It sound like he was
let's
like
let's reel that back
I
in.
feel like
get
you're
no
Second,
play after
who,
this
who
come
would
out.
who
What
would
is
know
it?
that best would be him because I haven't gone out publicly yet. Like you know, like I said, bro, you'll be like, yo, let's go out. I'll be like, yo, I really don't want to go out. It's pointless. I feel like, bro, I don't.
You're putting these expectations. You're
But not even that,
You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
not even that. And you guys would be like, Noah, you're freaking weird. I'm like, bro, can we just go to
I
nice
don't
guy?
call you weird.
Okay, can we just go nice? Can we just do like some bro shit? Like, what I tell you, want to go fucking hiking, fishing, eat nice guy every damn day of the
fish, I
night.
don't
I don't hike. or-
Exactly.
What is nice guy?
A restaurant?
Is that a restaurant?
Yeah.
They better pay us
What
for that
is
shit.
what is yeah? Look
It's
at that.
Yeah.
my friend owns it. It's
What
a
kind
really
of food is that?
Salt
you
and
did
everything.
this
Yeah.
It's like Jamaican
Really?
food.
No, it's not Jamaican food. It's like all American and everything.
You guys got
It's-
spots in LA that are like your okay.
Yeah,
but
my
you
friend
won't-
owns all the big spots. Marcus, plug for you.
Yeah, there you
H-Wood,
go.
shout out.
There you go.
Shout
Good.
out
I'm glad. A
H-Wood,
little
yeah.
commercial
Soldier
advertising.
Boy got a Subway somewhere.
Oh
He
my.
does. He opened a franchise.
So what if? So you got a date coming up. Ready? We're gonna play this.
A
We're all
date? A
actors.
date?
We're all
Yeah.
actors. You got a date coming up.
Is it a first date?
It is
From
a
a
first
from a
date.
DM?
It is a first date from the fattest DM you've ever sent.
So over a mil
You
followers or
know
something.
she
Bad, bad.
Ooh,
Okay.
You have at this point 700 followers. She or
Got
he
it,
or
got
they
it.
have 3 million.
Got it, okay.
No shot. They should be responding.
Right.
You get a
There is
response.
a method for them to get them to
We're
respond,
done
by
here.
the way. Yeah.
We're done here.
Yeah.
And you get a response. We're going out.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing this. Where in the Los Angeles area?
Take her on a boat.
I would ask.
Are you
I would
You're
ask,
afraid of boats.
Exactly.
You stupid ass.
Girls love to see you vulnerable.
Oh my god.
No, that's a dumb idea though. Why would you take her somewhere you're gonna be uncomfortable?
Yeah.
no,
She
no.
get, you know.
That's not a good idea. And what are you gonna do? Just sit on the boat the whole time?
Hey, let's answer.
Well,
let's
let's-
answer his
answer my question.
Yeah,
I would
please.
ask what kind of food she's interested in first.
No,
That'd be
you
the
don't even
first-
get. Listen, she ain't responding to any more DMs. You got one where you said something. She responds.
And let's
You
meet
ask
up,
her
like,
out.
yeah.
Let's meet up. Where are we
What's-
going?
I would take her probably to Delilah.
What is that?
It's
Delilah.
it's like a burlesque type of thing. It's very like intimate, private.
So
like,
that's your
pictures.
approach is more intimate on the first date.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Can you
so-
talk
Dinner
to
for
Delilah?
dinner. Yeah.
I'm so
I like
fucking
that
mature.
better than nice guy because nice guy gets a little loud.
So you would rather have that instead of like a public, more like not exciting.
Nick, you're like
but
a love coach, dude.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just
No,
saying.
this is great. Love corner.
I
today.
see different perspectives.
I want to get to know her personally
Yeah.
in a one-on-one manner.
To see
for
that,
sure.
to see if she can even get us, if you guys can get a second date, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely want to get to know her. Yeah.
Where would you take?
Where would I take them?
Yeah.
See, I really like to cook. So
That's good.
But I feel like
But
you
they
would
go
invite
for
them over?
cooking on the
like
first
that's
date though.
weird to
On the
invite
first
her
date,
over
on
that.
the
So
first
I
date.
don't know if
Yeah.
I would do that,
Yeah.
but I would do something fun like gayukaku. You can
I love- yeah.
cook.
Yeah.
And also,
That's one of my favorite
so
spots.
that would be fun. It's also like they give you those little. This is
You
a
cook
plug
for
for
them too,
gayukaku.
so they like to see you like cook.
That's
like
what I'm
the thing,
saying.
yeah,
You're in
yeah.
the little booth. It's
Yeah.
not very
No,
loud.
Take
but you
notes.
can-
No, we like to get to know the person.
Oh goodness. Oh
Nicholas,
gracious.
calm down.
Don't do the full name.
Calm down.
I love my name,
Yeah, it's
but
a
my
good name.
SAG name is Nick Navarro.
Oh my God! Plug yourself.
Plug
Do
it.
it.
No,
What's your
not
mom's
to-
handle? Go
No,
for
I
it.
was just like, no, but yeah. So I think we all agree with the take her somewhere
Yeah.
like kind of intimate, and just so you can get to know her because it could go bad. It's not. There's no guarantee that you guys are gonna link. Like
sure,
mesh.
for sure.
So might as well do something. Okay, now that you guys are, have stuff in common, then the next date is let's do something.
Also, you're more of a lover, I feel like, than
I'm a lover
Most
too.
people?
I feel like we're all lovers.
Yeah.
hardcore in it. Well, I mean, you guys are obviously like, what, 10 years older than me, too?
I'm 22 years old. So
Damn, I thought you were like 31. Shit. But I mean, it's it's amazing what that. They just called me out on that. I fucking love it.
Of course. I
But,
got to keep you on it.
I mean, I guess you're gonna ask me now where I would take her.
where would you take her?
Here we go.
them?
Here we go.
Whomever.
Whoever.
Here we go.
One Loudy?
What is that?
People that aren't in LA don't know where that is.
I don't.
I'm sure it's
that's,
back in the VA.
that's and let me rewind a lot of this
Oh.
shit. Where I
Let's say we're in LA.
where I
Let's say
get-
we're in LA.
you're from here, but like I said, most of my
Where are
methods
you
are from
going
back
in
home.
Indiana? Where in
Yeah.
No,
Indiana?
not even Indiana. Not even in Indiana. I'm talking about a fucking farm. We'll pick corn. Okay,
hey,
there's
say, go.
nowhere. But like I said, it's
Go putt putt.
That's a fun date.
I know that's a good date. Yeah.
Did I take like I don't know paintball? Like
Paintball?
The first date?
Yo.
That's super
I was gonna
aggressive.
say-
No.
That's
Yeah,
aggressive.
yeah.
You're gonna shoot her in the throat. That's
Fuck
it.
it, bro.
Yeah.
This whole show has become
Okay,
love advice for
For
no
no
one.
one.
Well, that actually does about what are your worst dates?
Worst date.
What are your worst dates?
You want to start with?
No, I'll come back to me. Come
Okay.
back to me.
Nick, go first.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, go for it if you know.
Worst date? I don't know.
It doesn't have to. You don't know one? I know exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah,
mine
you go
would
first,
be.
you go first.
So I went on a date, and it's not worst in the context of our compatibility. I think they're lovely, and we had a great time in the long run. But I knew that this person really liked to hike. That was on their Instagram.
Tinder.
No, actually, I'm not even. I wish
I
that
can't-
would have
I-
made more sense. Yeah, it was a DM thing, funnily enough. And I shouldn't say that I respond to those, but hey, now you know. And I was like, oh, we should go on a hike. They were like, okay, great, let's go on a hike. And I was like, I'm sick of dinner and sitting and talking. I was like, we could talk on a hike. It's fun. I've never done it on a first date. I don't know this person, so worst case scenario. And I get murdered. Luckily, there'll be a whole investigation that has to be launched, and it'll be awesome.
Send your pins to your family.
So
as well.
it's something like that.
Yeah.
So we went on a hike, and it just so happened to be the hottest day in
Oh,
recorded Los Angeles history. It was
Oh,
103 degrees.
We got
And-
Runyon?
No, I wish. Runyon, I could have just rolled down the hill and I would have ended up at my house or
Bring a
something.
helicopter to
No,
you,
we
too.
were in Burbank,
Oh,
and we, again, I don't want if
Right,
they
right.
watch this to think that I didn't have a great time, because I
Yeah.
did. But we get up.
As he
we're-
describes this as the
we're,
worst date.
walking up this mountain, and I haven't told them this because I didn't want them to be worried, but I have a bum knee. I played football, and as I said, I was a great big fat kid.
Okay, so it's a lot of stress on your knees as it is.
Stress on my knees, so my knee starts killing me. And I'm basically trying my hardest not to limp and to not sweat profusely. On the hill. We get up to the top of the hill, and they're like, we have to go back down. And I was like, why? And they were like, I think I'm like passing out. It's really, really hot.
You guys have water?
I didn't. I was like, this would be easy.
Call an Uber or
I was
something,
drinking
right?
from the top of it. So I was like, okay, we'll go. So we start walking down, and there's, of course, as with all hikes, there's a 4-way fork in the road.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And one sign with an arrow pointing directly up that says exit.
Yeah.
Now I was like, well, we've got 4 options.
Yeah.
We happened to take the one farthest to the right, and it was the wrong path.
Right.
And we remained on that hike all the way back until the parking lot. That
And you guys
currently goes down.
You guys weren't even talking about anything because she was passing out.
And so at this point, we're silently trudging through the dusty ass hike at 100, just going, and then every now and again,
That sounds better than Titanic.
When
in my opinion.
when you're on a date, you want to come off as like fun. So every 10 minutes, it's like my primal brain is like, make them laugh,
Make them joke.
Don't forget. So I'll just, boy, it's hot out here. Shut up.
It's a hot one out there. It sure is a
So
hot
that
one.
one didn't go as well as I had hoped it would.
Okay. At least that's not embarrassing though. I thought you were gonna say
Sure.
oh, like I did this. That was just a bad experience
Maybe
for both of you.
this is the first one
for both of you. Yeah, like.
Well, no, we went to lunch and it was great.
I was about to say, what was the next step?
No, we went to lunch and we played cornhole and
You guys
they were
just
incredible.
You were probably like, we should have did this first, or we should have did this.
We should have just nixed the
should-
hike
you-
and went on another day.
You
Why
should
didn't
have checked the weather first.
We should have just
Oh,
went
yeah,
to
check the
dinner.
weather, check the
Should
weather.
have just went, but we did end up doing that later, and it was fine.
There you go.
No,
That works
so-
out good then.
That works. Yeah. What would you say?
You said you didn't
I
have
don't,
one.
You asked the
I don't
question.
really have that many bad days.
You don't know.
I never had that many. No, I swear, like because like
He doesn't have them.
yeah.
It just doesn't have.
No,
No,
I-
doesn't have a single bad day.
No, I really. The only time I felt like I had a bad day, it wasn't really any. It was more about like me. Like I didn't really. The personality didn't mesh with her, so I just had to take. It was just like a silent thing.
Yeah,
I just
no,
had
for
to. I
sure.
had to end it early and just took her home. And
Yeah.
No take.
not
Oh,
bad.
I'm an asshole though. This is what I did do
Oh.
one time.
You're
I,
an asshole, huh?
After the date, I blocked her.
Hey.
Her number and stuff because I just knew.
You don't wanna hear about it.
Cause she still had the idea that like, okay, yeah, like I'll text you, like, like she had a good time. Me, I was miserable the whole time. I was like,
Really?
So you guys just didn't have anything to talk about?
Yeah, like she wasn't funny enough, and like it's not even if she was
might have
funny
been
enough.
nervous too. Also, maybe.
Yeah, but I
Or
feel
insecure.
like the joke she did tell, like,
Which
it
is-
just
it
wasn't.
was-
Maybe you threw
Actually-
off. Maybe she was expecting like.
No, bro, she had a good
times
time.
two.
I just said she had a good time.
Yeah.
I was the one. I was the
to
one.
make that-
I was the one who was like, yeah, I don't really. But she was so I didn't like. I felt bad because she was so like excited, like like she thought we were gonna date type thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And I, like you said, met her from a DM.
Yeah, of course.
First, I'm like, no, this is not happening. I blocked her.
Yeah. You got to.
I had to.
I get
No,
it.
I don't think you have to, but I did.
Isn't that the?
I didn't give her no closure. Like, yo,
Isn't
you know what?
that-
I didn't even say, I didn't really have a good time. I don't think I didn't do.
Just
I was
left her
like
hanging
16,
there.
17.
Yeah.
So I was an
So
asshole.
underrated. The funny girl, the funny guy, the funny person. Because we, especially with Instagram, it's almost more desirable to look or appear as if you can do anything.
Right, true.
But people who can genuinely make you laugh or make you happy or feel good, that is like that.
It's rare now.
and
I feel like everyone's
nothing-
so conserved,
Oh, of course.
reserved,
And
they're
nothing
just-
is
Yeah.
nothing kills a vibe harder than when someone maybe thinks they're very funny or thinks
True.
that they're and maybe cracks these jokes and you're just like, wow, that was really
Yeah.
just not a great.
Yeah.
But that's that's part of what dating is. It's understanding and
Exactly.
learning what you like, what the other person likes.
And that's why I rather wait for the first day. Like I rather wait like a week at least. And
Of talking,
I
texting
text
and stuff.
FaceTime, send each other memes, see what
Yeah,
kind of
Before
memes she
you
likes.
like each
See
other.
the memes?
Memes,
The
memes tell you a lot.
Oh,
They
If you
tell you a
start
lot.
memeing each other on
Yeah, if
IG,
you start memeing
Yeah.
each other, then you have to like, okay,
is that a
we're
verb?
here.
Meme,
Memeing.
to meme
meme,
one
yeah,
another?
that's
We
memeing
meme?
each other.
He, she, we meme?
Yeah.
Are you looking at, do you want to get to one of these
No,
other
come
ones?
on, yeah.
Is this how many
Lead
times
us-
do you masturbate? Is that this?
Oh,
one?
that was the. That's
has
hey,
how many times
If we
do you
can show this on the
masturbate?
thing, it's in big bold letters.
Blue, big
let's,
blue
let's
letters.
reel
No,
back. Laugh tracks, calm
listen,
down.
Listen,
All right,
listen,
so,
listen.
This is-
that
this
is
is black
that
tie.
is
So-
that is not how you spell masturbate.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
he
we
spelled
can
it
show,
wrong.
can we
Not
show
how
how
you
this
spell
is?
it.
Chill.
gotta
Why
show
are you
this.
chilling?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay,
See how
okay.
you spell. This is your
Let's
laptop.
Go for it.
let's reel it back in.
Okay, well the next
How many
question
times do
is
you
how many
masturbate?
times do
Let's-
you do that?
let's
That's
calm
the next
down.
question.
How many
so
times
go
do
ahead.
you-
Ask the question.
The better question is how many hours in the day do I spend not?
He's stupid.
See these forearms? No, I'm just kidding.
Boys, what do y'all got going on right now? In your act, you guys are all actors, acting lives, acting worlds. Like, let's start with the.
lot of exciting.
So are you, Brandon? I mean, you got a lot going on.
Lot of exciting stuff.
Well, as of right now, one of them is with you as well
Yep.
too. So
Yep.
me and my production team, we just acquired an IP from Disney. You're doing with
Hey.
Disney, yeah. So it's a Frank Pearson piece. He wrote Dog Day Afternoon, won an Oscar for it. So
Yeah.
Fire.
we're making it into a film. We got some A-listers attached and stuff right now.
Hey.
And then we got another project, Light Warriors. Sean Stone, Oliver Stone's son, he wrote it and is also directing it.
Oh man.
We're filming in April for that one in
Whereabouts?
Oregon.
I can't get to Oregon, so no, I'm just kidding. That's great. Yeah,
And,
that's amazing.
And then the other one is Noah's project actually too. He wrote it, and he's going to be acting in it as well.
Is
too.
that the
So-
is that the same one you were working on when I
Defining
went to your
Chicks.
house?
Was
To
it?
do
No,
the Celtic? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be
No,
it's
it's
gonna be a
just always
limited
work.
series.
Yeah.
So we got some interest right now from Amazon. So
That's fire.
It's gonna be good.
Wow,
It's gonna be
Amazon, they're making good.
So he was for
content.
sure. He wasn't lying when he said there was a lot going on right now. It's a lot.
Yeah,
I
you like
tried
that?
to-
So we immediately were like, yeah, we
As
was an actor.
I'm over here struggling.
But that's,
Okay.
that's the thing. That's the approach that, and this was like back on one of the other topics about like coming into acting. My belief is creating your own way instead of waiting for an opportunity to land. Because it's-
Everybody, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I came up with that with my manager.
You've also thought about that for like a while. Like it's been like now it's like the final
Yeah.
quarter. Like it's coming.
And that's
it's
what,
here.
yeah, I literally put every dime life savings I've had into acquiring that IP, which was not cheap at all from Disney, and it was during the time when they were acquiring Fox too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was
And you guys picked my shit up.
Yep.
like,
We
in
took
a
that,
day.
yeah, because it's a great
Venture
concept. You can
capitalist.
talk
Yeah,
about that if you want.
and I killed myself. I was fucking.
Yeah, you were up for 4 days straight.
It was
writing,
ridiculous.
doing rewrites.
Mason actually, before even you, I originally sent him the original script, the original concept.
Yeah.
Ran it by him, and at first I was gonna do some stupid shit with it. And then he finally said, you know, he actually broke it down for me. This is still the time where I already had a couple roles under my belt,
Yeah.
but I didn't understand the constructiveness of it.
Of what?
And-
Of creating a project?
yeah, exactly.
Of,
The concept, the scripts, and stuff like
oh,
that.
man,
so
it's a whole different ballgame.
and after talking to him and then taking my time going back, I actually just brought it up to you again recently. Like it's still like I manifest and like I never, if I start something, I have to finish it.
We'll
Unless
be
I won't be
getting
content with
funding
myself.
for it this month,
Exactly.
for
And then I
sure.
moved it to him, and then we got some stuff coming in for that.
All right, good. That was the most self-promoting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you everything I'm
Well,
doing.
he was
I
like, what do
had
you guys,
breakfast
what do you
there,
guys
but
do?
no, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And hey, good on
Yeah.
you guys. It's funny because I
It's-
feel like you hear, you're like, what are you up to? And then you get like a laundry list of things that all sum out to
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like phenomenal.
But at the same time, a lot of people in LA like hear it all the time. Everybody's working on something. That's why everybody's like, no, you're working on so many different things. That's cool, but like nothing is dropped yet. Everything's still in the air.
Well,
you
that's-
can have
It does take
yeah,
time though.
it takes
I've been
time.
out here for
Exactly.
8 years.
It takes time and a
I've
million
been at
things
this
to be up
stuff
in the air.
for
Yeah.
Of course.
3.5.
Well, that's why I
consistently,
always
so.
hate that quote. What are you doing next? What are you doing?
Exactly.
I'm so superstitious
I never-
that I'll always say nothing.
Yeah, true. That is true. I don't even like asking people either, especially
Yeah.
women also too. Like,
Mason
if I'm out on a-
will hit me up after I get a road. Like, yo, you didn't even tell me. Happened twice. Well, balls and all American.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm
Yeah,
like,
you don't tell nobody.
exactly. I didn't tell when I was
I
my
started
birth.
Nothing. using that.
I just it just happened.
I just made a post about it on the way here about keeping things to yourself, which I just contradicted myself majorly by telling all this stuff.
No, but
I
it's-
just, but it's
but
it's
it's
better to
different.
keep it internal because if you tell people, other people may not share your same views, and subconsciously they may be envious or
energy.
jealous, and
Yeah.
their negative energy may come into your reality.
No,
and
energy-
that
no,
could kill your project.
Yeah,
your
you're
thing,
supposed-
too.
What the
Yeah,
hell
you-
was that? I'm sorry.
You see the sign? Show him the sign.
Yeah. This is Noah. Stop shaking your foot. Stop
How to
shaking
get
your
the last?
foot.
How to get the last out of
You
it?
stupid.
It's. I might take my shoes off.
Well,
My feet are-
listen. Good on you both. I'm proud of you. I hardly know you, and I'm fucking proud. Good for
And,
you. I
thank you,
feel
bro.
like, yeah. What are you doing?
No, it's going in order.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm not doing anything, bro. I
Yeah.
just been auditioning and just trying to, get something really. I'm
Yeah.
just
Well,
like,
now it's the start of the year too.
No,
so
no, no,
everyone's coming
I'm-
back
I'm-
from hiatus.
I'm
so
very
everything's
excited.
gonna be.
I'm very excited for 2020 because I ended 2019 like kind of like, even though I didn't book the roles that I went out for, like I felt like a good energy in the room. So like
good.
I had people, either if it was a comedy, I had them laughing in the
Yeah.
room and stuff. And then I just felt I'm getting better at just
That's-
the whole audition
that's
thing.
I remember the exact day when you guys signed. You called me right away. You were super excited. I was like,
Bro.
yo, that's fucking dope.
Because that was the biggest
Yeah,
thing for me,
yeah.
because
was
like you
recently.
said, I actually like you got out. Your story was like you didn't have anything, no real type thing. I actually like the laugh tracks thing. I had a little bit of a reel, but the headshots. It's funny, like the headshots were trash. Now that I look at them. But I sent them to everybody I
headshots
could.
were trash.
They were trash, man.
That
and then,
is-
but I got a meeting. Boom, got in there, and then
I
yeah.
think every entertainer can relate to like one day just being like, yeah, my headshots were just like, what was I doing?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
what did I think?
Trying to
that
save,
looked
because
like?
I was trying to save money, and
Yeah.
and as now I know like the more money's like you pay for what you get.
You
the
get what you.
quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'd rather pay that extra 200.
Takes money to make money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it takes
Yeah.
a lot of
But
money.
you're investing in yourself.
Yeah,
too.
No,
yeah.
of course,
It's an
of
investment.
course. Which is like all acting is investing in yourself. Which
Like,
kind of
your
goes
craft,
back into what I'm
everything,
talking about. Actors inherently being bad significant others. Is it's part of the job to invest in your own capabilities, both financially, spiritually, emotionally,
Sure.
and to invite someone else into that world and to be like, can you also do that
Yeah,
for
because
me
sometimes
as
it's
well?
like selfish, like you kind of like
It
selfish,
has
like
to be.
so much energy on yourself.
Which is
Yeah.
why, again, you can sort of work around that by maybe being an inherently selfless person, or work to being a selfless person, so that inherent hindrance doesn't actually hinder you as much.
Smart. Very smart.
So, and good. I feel like that's the best part about acting and auditioning and whatnot is,
True.
making good names in the room. I
Get
feel
better,
like.
just get better.
Ooh, do you have bad audition stories?
Horrible audition.
The horrible. Why? What is that about people just having?
We have at least because
What
like
did you do?
trials and tribulations.
You
yeah.
drop your pants?
No.
And then as soon as you're done, you practice it 10 times in your car. Even
No,
though after it's over.
even worse than that. It's gonna get depressing.
Yeah.
So, this is like my fourth.
Well,
maybe
uplift. Don't make it down.
this is like my third. This is like my third audition ever. I'm like 20 years old. Boom. And it's kind of like a
Boom.
boom,
Boom.
20 years old. I can't even buy a beer yet, and I go to this audition, and like, it's it's every audition that I went to, it was like a better looking version of myself that I'm going against. Like everybody's a model, 6'2". I'm like, yo, I thought I was handsome. I thought I was good enough for this role. But I'm like, yo, you look real good.
You
right
are
now.
good
You
enough
look
for the
good.
role. You
But, like-
deserve it.
But like,
For
so I went in there, and it was a small room, so you can hear every single word, every single cough, everything in that next. So like, this is me and you. We're waiting.
Yeah.
The interview. I mean, the audition was right there, so we
That's
heard everything, right?
nasty.
And the dude before me, right before me, was doing horrible. Like every word he would mess up, he would stutter, he would forget the word. And I'm like, yo. So I get my phone, I'm like, I can't forget that part. So I was rereading it, and I was psyching myself out because I knew it perfectly.
You got it in your head.
Yeah. So like, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to do what he did. So I'm looking at my audition. I'm like, okay, let me just make sure on the end part, because sometimes the end part gets you. Like once you do that, like the first page or two, that third page they get you. Like now, okay, do the third.
Yeah.
So I get in there, and I start stuttering on this one line, right? And I think it was a word like sabotage or something, like a weird like sabotage.
Right.
And every time I would get to that word, I would start like, and then I would start from the beginning, and then so it happened like 3 times, and I'm like, and then so like and then when I got I didn't get that obviously, bombed it.
But you tried your best.
Yeah, and then on the drive home, no music. Have you ever been depressed?
Yeah, dude. Did you? Yeah, of
No
course.
music.
Of course.
No music.
Oh,
that
that
shower, no music.
Shower, just
Is
shower.
this the commercial you called me? Of course, you were like, no, I'm pissed.
No.
That shit was like
no,
terrible.
because I did good on those commercial
Yeah.
ones, but I kind of on the last commercial I had a commercial. They called me back like 3 times. There was like 3 callbacks, and I still didn't get it.
Just give it to me.
Yo, like, just give it to me, please. Like,
Yeah.
but I knew I was gonna get it because on that last audition, they asked me to do the same thing like 3 different times, but like it was like kind of like I wasn't getting it right. They're like, can you be a little
do it
slower?
differently?
And isn't that so funny about like auditioning is that you work so hard to get good at what basically isn't acting to apply to these jobs.
Yeah.
And then you finally get comfortable doing it, and then you start getting offers, or you start auditioning becomes less part of the process. Because if you think about it, and this is for all you actors out there, I suppose, auditioning is ultimately not the time to prove to everybody that you've made it, to get in that room and make a statement about who you are as an actor. It is a time to showcase your ability to look like the character and have the director or producers see that you embody who they need.
Exactly.
And for you to psych yourself out like, oh, this has to be perfect in this way, and I have to over-rehearse it because you can. Your brain can only withhold so much amount of information. That works to your detriment. In a lot of cases, especially for movies, especially indie movies, you walk in the room and the director more often than not is like, okay. They know.
They know.
So you start going, and they'll probably be sitting there like, don't mess up this line, or it's not like that. Like that. So long as you can say these words, and if you don't say the words, they're like, well, we'll get another one. Like that's fine, but auditioning seems it's a necessary evil. It's every single Hollywood director, producer, actor will always say, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, it's dumb, it's unnecessary, blah, blah, blah. So the real question therein lies, why don't you get rid of it? Well, the answer is because it's necessary. There's no other way to show. If they got rid of auditioning, the only people that would be working are friends and family people in the industry, because they would just be like, well, my son's unemployed. Can we just throw him in? They'd be like, yeah, sure. So it's a necessary evil that isn't as evil as we like to make it sound, just because it.
And what is your worst one? What is your worst audition?
Oh my goodness, I shouldn't. But there was an audition I had where I just was like really amped. It was a Marvel joint. I was really
I would have been. You had all the dreams the night before.
I'm also such a huge comic book nerd, so it was like big deal. This was my first year I've been acting for 3 years. This was my first year, and I was really into getting the words down perfectly and then throwing away the signs and not having them, because I was like, I'm living my truth in the moment.
Right.
And I walked into the room. I really shouldn't be telling this story. And the audition starts with a chant. The character chants his name. Brandon, Brandon, Brandon. And he goes, all right. And then delivers a monologue. So I go in, Brandon, Brandon, Brandon. All right, everyone settle down.
And they,
sorry, can I go again? And they were like, sure, go for it. And I was like, okay. Brandon, Brandon, Brandon. That's your name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Brandon, Brandon. I'm sorry, I know the words, I know. And they were like, we know you do, we're here for you, we're here for you. It's the casting director, the casting assistant, and 2 interns. So there's 4 women watching me of varying ages, and I'm like, I'm sorry, can I get the sides, please? Like, I don't think I'm gonna, and they were like, sure, yeah, we need sides. And I was like, okay, great. And they were like, okay, we have to go print them.
Oh, man.
Okay. So the head casting director leaves. It's me and these 3 people that are basically like, why does this idiot not know his lines? And I'm just like, what do you...
Is it awkward silence too in there?
I tried not to. What are you guys doing after
Basically,
this?
you can fill it up. You can fill it up, yeah.
So she comes back in 15 minutes later.
Oh my God.
And is like, here you go, take them. And I just read them. I just read the signs, the sides. I stay there, I read them. She's like, okay, great, thank you so much. She was so lovely, so sweet.
Of course, yeah.
And I leave, and I walk. The lobby at this point is filled with people that are just like,
wait.
Yeah, you took 35 minutes.
So
But they probably thought you were like fucking killing it.
Yeah.
I would be motherfuckers in there for an hour.
I walk out, and I do the same thing I do even when I leave the house. I have no wallet, I have no keys, and I have no phone.
You left it in
Wait, no.
Turn around, I open the door.
I thought you left in his car.
Nah.
Was there
I
something in there?
open the door,
Reading?
and it's Marvel, so they have. You gotta, and then the door opens, and then they let people in.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there in the lobby, and people now at this point are like, okay, he definitely wasn't in there because he was doing a good job.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like nervously waiting,
Yeah.
and then she opens the door, Kathy. And in my, you know how you have especially if you're an athlete, you have these tunnel vision moments where you're like, I have to It's now or it's
That-
never.
yeah.
That kicked in for some godforsaken reason, and I blow past this woman,
ran into
and
Bruce?
I sprint, and I'm just moving. I'm like, if I just move fast enough, they can't stop me.
Yo.
If I Naruto run, they won't be
Naruto
able to go. So I open the door.
Yeah.
Catherine was like, oh, like, like, oh, it's you.
You're back.
So I say nothing,
Oh
like
my
a regular human being.
Yeah.
I grab all my stuff,
you
I
leave?
look at them, and then I just walk out. And I leave, and I didn't book it, and that was
my gosh.
easily the most
That's
embarrassing story.
Definitely
I haven't
put that
done
one
anything like that since then, and have obviously gotten much more comfortable.
Of
with
course,
auditioning.
yeah.
But in the
Man,
beginning,
You were
It's-
21. Were you 21 when it happened? 20? You were 20.
yes, 20.
So look, we were kids.
It's
when-
repetition, though, in my opinion. Like
I'm
I
also
told you.
just an awkward.
I told you, like, I was auditioning for All American, like, dude, 5 times. The one I got, I know they called me. Like, I was like, whoa, like, cause I kept going in there. You can only do your best. That's what Mason first when we started talking. You can only do your best. You know you killed it.
Yeah.
You did your best.
And it's up to them to look.
It's
the
up
look,
to
the-
them
and all
at the
that.
end of the day. Maybe your look wasn't there. Maybe it's a piece of your hair. Maybe it's
Yeah,
a piece of
something
this.
you can't
I
control.
know that I was confident in mine, and it's funny I say that. My worst audition was the one I got.
Oh yeah.
Really?
It
Oh,
was
the
the
family.
worst.
Family.
Yeah, because I
yeah.
feel like I did a terrible job. I went in there. I worked. It was like a kid from the '50s. I was dressed up into it. Like, yo, what the fuck am I wearing when I got? Because everybody's just dressed in sweats and shit. Like,
Yeah,
what am I
yeah.
doing? I'm like, Mr. Millie Williams, my mom would like to court you. And I would put the joint on and I put out a ring and all.
Yeah,
Like, bro,
yeah.
I effed it up because he looked at me like, okay, no, thanks, bye. Something just so quick. I was the first one today.
You thought you were
So
a
quick.
weirdo. You thought you were like,
Yeah.
why did I bring
And
a
then,
whole
but the
prop?
director was like, yes,
Yeah.
look at him.
Because you did
It's
it. Because
perfect.
you did it different. Because you did it different.
And I just didn't care. I feel like every audition I went into, I'm so just like, oh, I gotta get it right. I'm so just on it, line by I'm trying to just do it perfectly. I actually don't get that. You know what
See,
I'm saying?
that's
Yeah,
why.
that's-
Have you have you seen? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you're good.
There was this audition. So I love watching auditions of
Older,
people, of
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
And Aaron Paul had his audition for Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in like a parka with a beard, which he didn't wear in the show, and long hair. And he's like sitting in a chair, and there's someone like just off camera reading lines, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then he'd mess up a line, and they'd tell it to him, and he'd be like, oh, right. And then he'd go back and he'd do it again, and I was like, oh, right. It's not about
Getting
her,
perfect,
showing
yeah.
them you know the words.
Yeah,
it's
about
about
the words.
being the
Yep.
character.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, oh,
It's not acting,
Exactly.
it's being, you know?
Yeah.
People still act
That's what I'm
way
saying.
too
Because
hard.
they're not gonna
But
blow
to
you
be
off
fa-
just for messing up a word.
To
you
be
know what I
fair,
mean?
some of these auditions that some of them you have to overact. Like there's Nickelodeon shows they want that
Oh, well,
cheesy
yeah,
icon.
that's-
Of course,
like,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I had an audition. I'm not gonna
I
say
had Blue's
no
Clues.
names.
I couldn't do it.
This is the line
Swear.
they wanted me to say smackaroni and cheese, like smackaroni and cheese. Like,
But that's you. I feel like that's you, though.
but you have to
that's,
overact. those
is that
type of things.
offensive? Did
That's
you just get
offensive,
offended?
yeah.
I feel like you're that Nickelodeon.
I would love to be on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying like as far as like to over like when you say like you're not supposed to act, you're supposed to play the game. Some of these characters are like super energetic, like you're supposed to have that.
And see, at the beginning, people would always tell me they were like, especially as you kind of did in the beginning, you would say, "Oh, is your dad being in the industry? Does that give you a leg up in some way?" In the beginning, I was told there are people that haven't eaten in weeks because they haven't booked anything, and they would happily eat your face to get a job that you're in there for.
Yeah.
If you show up to a job like you're somebody's kid, just whatever, you will never work. And for me, I internalized that as sometimes you're going to be, especially in auditions, you're going to do stuff that makes you feel silly. You're going to feel
Oh, yeah.
mildly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But if you don't treat that, at least in terms of your performance, as living or dying or eating or not, then someone will, and they will book it. That being said, there's also a line to toe in that they also want it to seem like you don't need the job, and that's also kind of sexy. Like if you're an actor and they're like, oh,
Wanting as opposed to needing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so auditioning is very much a game. It's very much a skill.
Yeah.
in itself.
You can get
In
better
and of
at it,
itself,
though.
In
yeah,
itself.
yeah. And you not only can you get better, you will get better.
And your
The
confidence,
more
your
you do.
confidence shows. You know
Yeah.
if this kid is comfortable walking in the room.
Yeah, 100%.
Brandon, you got a bad.
Yeah,
audition?
the only
got a
one
bunch.
the only one the only one that comes to mind is for the darker Power Ranger one that was out.
Yeah. You want Power Ranger?
No. I didn't get it.
This
Obviously.
is the worst audition.
yeah,
This is the
yeah.
worst.
I remember all my
That'd be
Power
so
Ranger lines in
ill.
that audition.
That
I
would
remember
be
all
so
my lines.
ill to be
Yeah.
on Power. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, it's nothing too dramatic, or whatever. But it's really embarrassing actually. But I didn't remember the lines, and I just like really clammed up, and I felt like my face getting hot and red, and I literally just left the thing.
You just walked out, bro?
I walked out.
I've
Yeah.
done
what?
those. My manager always told me, Noah, if you get there and you're not ready, walk out. Don't leave a bad taste in your
were
mouth
you
or their mouth.
performing currently, or were you
were
just
in
in
the
the
room.
room?
No, I was reading. I was reading.
Oh!
I have mixed feelings about that.
Oh, so he just walked out.
I like kind of froze up too. Like I don't know what was wrong with me. I
That's-
literally clammed up. I felt hot and cold at the same
That's
time.
nuts.
As you were eating,
If
you just walked out without saying nothing.
Yeah.
Just like dropped it and left.
Yeah.
I have mixed
Drop
feelings
the
about
fucking
that.
mic.
Okay.
I had to tell my agent at the time, and she was like, "Jesus, like let me
Let me
figure
Let me
this
go.
out."
See, I
Yeah.
want to see that tape. Just
Yeah.
your
I
face
don't-
go from I'm doing this
I don't.
to I'm not really doing this.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see
Your
y'all.
body was there, but you weren't there.
Yeah. It
Man,
was
what
good.
a-
I always, in the beginning, I would always think about that. Like, what if I just left? Or like, what if I just was like, this isn't going well, and just started spouting like curse words?
I rap
or something?
sometime.
Yeah, just like you just start
and
like
America-
West Philadelphia, born and raised. You're like,
Get out of my room.
I took a lot of guts, kid.
But I mean,
You're hired.
Next season.
and that's why it's time, man. Everything takes time. But let
Yeah.
me say, man, this been a year and it's been a decade. You know,
Yeah.
just to be in a year, man. Like just
Did you
how
just
much.
get off that transition like
Yeah,
that? What a
man.
year, what a
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It has been. It
Yeah.
has been. I'm trying to. It's funny. I'm trying to think of like what happened in
Just
2010 to
2010
2020.
It's
I can barely remember last week.
2010. I was like 10 years
So,
old.
This is an LA answer.
What?
The Lakers won in 2010. The Lakers won the championship.
You do know it by Lakers
2010.
milestones. When did we get LeBron?
That was recent.
Yeah,
That was
when?
2 years ago.
I
know that
think
'cause I'm
I don't
from
think
Ohio,
that's
so.
a.
No, but no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like for me, that like 2010.
That was
like,
important.
That's the only thing. Like
Yeah, I
I
to go
remember.
back that far, like
Oh, okay.
2010. I remember
That's
they
so
won.
funny. I remember Spider-Man 3
That
came out in 2007.
Oh,
I've
seven.
I've never watched that.
Random
Really?
fact.
I'm
though.
missing out.
I've never watched
Is that
the
the Tobey
Spider-Man
Maguire
series.
one?
What? Sorry.
Is that the Tobey Maguire one?
Yeah, the third
those,
one
those,
with
those are my
Venom.
favorite
I watched the
ones,
new
yeah.
one.
Black
I
suit.
watched the new one.
You watched Far From Home? Yeah, y'all getting into the territory. We can talk. We can
You
nerd
watch
out right
Spider-Verse?
now. We can get
Spider-Verse.
nerdy with
That's-
it.
Yeah.
that's
Nah, Nate Mason would kill me in that. But I mean,
yeah,
it's,
easy.
I mean, if you really think about it, just 2010 to now, so many crazy things have happened that will shape the rest of like our lives. I think personally.
Yeah.
And we it's crazy to think like, no, you've been alive for 2 decades. I can say I was born in the 90s too.
Well,
You know what I'm
we're entering the roaring 20s.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I
The
remember
second generation of
exactly
ruined
where I was when, like, for instance, the Osama bin Laden assassination happened, but I didn't understand it.
Where were you? Put you on this spot.
Yeah, I don't
No, I was just with my dad. Like, I
yeah, yeah.
I didn't understand it though.
No, yeah,
like,
because we were, yeah.
exactly. And my dad would tell me that, like, my oldest sister, like, 9/11 happened. Like, nobody, I was
know
so
where I
young.
was for that one.
Yeah.
You were so young, but you understand. There's so many important things that
Right,
have
right.
happened. You want to just place yourself in that, but important. You guys can say after me. The most important thing, in my opinion, of the decade was, the re-election of Barack Obama for 2 terms. That just
so?
hit me hard.
That impacted you that in that way?
Getting for 2 terms, yeah, obviously. I was.
Having the president impacted your life like that?
I
Well,
mean,
I'm curious. No.
it's personal. The first
you mean as-
African
Oh,
American
because he's the
president.
first black president.
Yeah, of course.
gotcha,
You mean
gotcha.
like in the world, like what impacted like
My,
world, or you?
just something I memorized that I'm gonna
I was gonna
remember
say,
for my rest of my life.
what was it in that
Yeah.
that made you feel fulfilled? Was it that a black man had succeeded to that magnitude, or was it that you thought he was doing such a good job that you were excited to see him
to
continue?
see more of my family and the reactions and my grandfather marched with Martin Luther King, and you see these things happening but you don't understand them, and then you see just the surprise and like the wow on your family, like, yo, this is fucking important.
So that, to me, was the most interesting. I've been alive for, I guess now, 2 or 3 elections before.
Wow.
No, I can't do that.
When
math.
was Bush elected?
But
tell you.
the pattern I'm noticing
Yeah.
in presidency and in being elected, both in this most recent election and all the ones following that I've been alive for, is the level at which who's being elected inspires, encourages, and brings about, a level of, like confirmation, I suppose, in a group or sect of people. I won't speak on the groups being affirmed in any way, shape, or form in either party, but it is, to me, Obama called it hope. That was his big...
Right.
And that, to me, watching my dad in 2008 come up to me and say, we did it. Like,
Yes,
look, whether
that's
it's
exactly
Obama
what, yeah.
was exciting. And you can say whatever about any president's, feats in the office, but to have a figure in that position that's able to instill any type of hope to any group of people,
Yes.
hopefully, is powerful, and it has an immeasurable amount of weight to it. So I'm always curious to hear what it is about Trump being
certain
elected
things.
or Obama being elected that made you feel.
And it's still something in your life, of course.
Of course.
What would you say is like in your last decade, like just something that have changed your life, or just you've been really
Most
proud of?
impactful?
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny that we're on this topic already. I don't like to get into politics because I'm not really political.
I was going to say I'm also
Yeah.
politically ignorant. I have
Yeah.
no idea, but
Like I thought Trump got impeached. I didn't know he's.
Well,
still
he is
there.
impeached, but he's not going to fully.
And I don't
get
understand that, so I'll speak
you're
on it.
not qualified to be having that.
But in regards
Not at
to,
all.
But
in
if it was
regards-
a row, we would research and get ready for that.
yeah.
Plug. Yeah, what were you saying?
No, in regards to the most impactful was actually Trump, and I don't support anything that he does, but it's because of the shift that happened in our society right now. I feel like we've become more divided because of
Because of
him.
that?
Yeah, we're not.
And that's
we're not-
impactful?
we're
Oh, I
not-
see what
yeah,
you're saying.
because-
No, I see what you're saying.
Because-
Objectively speaking, the most impactful thing to you. Okay.
Yeah, and it's because,
Interesting.
but it gave me a shift in my life also too about like how precious energy is and like how important humanity is,
Yeah.
because he's literally dividing us.
Humans, yeah,
Yeah,
humans,
human, like, and that's the only race that should matter. There's no black, white, or anything. It's the human race. That's what really matters. Is we should be one together.
I think the last few years, just not even that, the election, just so many things that have gone on with social media. I feel like a lot of those things are slowly splitting us
Well,
apart.
the reason why I said
Yeah.
that just now is because it made me like realize a lot of stuff about myself, like for my reality about how I can shape and maybe help others and try and get back to like what matters. And him coming made me realize like one person can negatively or positively
Ruin the world.
or like change
Ruin people's
yeah.
like their view on things.
And
Like,
It made me
he
more
says-
spiritual. That's why I said that's the most impactful thing, because it made me. It opened up a whole new world for me in like
Yeah.
a positive manner.
Topics like those will always have a conversation, in the world.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm not political though.
That,
Yeah,
no, yeah, but I'm not political. That's. I think more on that, and it could also, I guess, count as my look back on the 20s of the 2000th.
Huh?
But
2010s and up.
sure, is the fact that we're willing to take a greater look and care into understanding and sympathizing and empathizing with mental illness and mental health.
Yeah.
And I think, at least as it relates to me, I feel like we've made such ginormous strides in understanding what it is that makes us feel, isolated, alone, underappreciated, and being able to sort of
Yeah.
diagnose it and treat it. Because up until now, I mean,
What do you think is the leading cause right now?
of what?
Of
mental illness?
Leading, yeah,
I
leading.
feel like it's like technology,
Social media, I think.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm
Yeah.
about to rip both y'all niggas some assholes. I won't actually do that. I just thought it would sound cool if I said it like that. But I find it so interesting, and I'm going to say two things, both of which are hot takes. I find it so interesting when people tell me that this is the worst time to be alive, because I actually
Oh, I don't
venture
believe it's the worst
to-
time.
that it's the best.
It's amazing that we're even alive. It's unfathomable to even think. But
And while I can understand someone saying there's a lot of horrible, atrocious things that have happened in our time, I would argue the things being afforded to us create a sum that is net positive in the sense that we're more connected and,
Oh, of course.
capable of understanding and speaking to one another. It's like the age-old question of like, if you do a good deed and then realize later that good deed had negative repercussions, are you inherently a bad person? For example, if I buy a blanket and give it to someone, but and then find out later that blanket was made by
that's
It's like a slippery
morally
slope.
gray means,
Yeah.
to say the least, are you a bad? And as we advance technologically, we're starting to understand the repercussions of our actions, both industrially, economically, in terms of the environmentally.
Yeah, environmentally.
And so it's like I, on a lot of cases, do things, and I'm enjoying doing them, driving or these things that we take for granted.
Right.
And now I'm aware of the environmental danger that comes with it. And am I now,
You're more conscious of
am
that.
I morally, negative for continuing to do these things without taking into consideration the toll I'm taking on our planet or whatnot? And that, to me, I think has bred some of the most insightful, understanding and empathetic people in this generation, Gen Z, Gen X, whatever, because we're more cognizant of all the things that could have positive
You're more
or negative
aware of it
outcomes.
now.
So we'll hopefully lean more towards the positive.
Of course.
I love that.
Positivity is always outweigh the negative.
Like I
Love will
said, I'm a
always
huge
conquer.
optimist. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But
But with the mental health, the reason why I said social media is because it's
it's
funny.
funny.
It's because it obviously it can impact people in positive or negative ways. I don't think it's bad to have. Obviously, like you said, it connects everybody. But it was just saying in general, like it can impact people differently than it impacts us. Obviously, it's all a mental state. So.
Which is fun because I feel like, if we could ground it more and talk about it in a realm of, as young men, it's like you have such a hard time. Like, why is it so hard to have like guy friends and be emotionally vulnerable? And like that is one thing that it just speaks to the
To
time
me, it's
that
not, and that's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, my guy friends are the first people I go to
Yeah.
when I need to let that shit out.
Yeah.
Before my family, before my parents, it's my guys, And your guys respect you so much
Sure.
better when they know you're gonna open up to them.
Yeah.
But then why can't you say, like, if I just say you're a good-looking guy, because you are, except for that hat that, as I said, is more hat than head. But
Maybe lock them doors.
But that's okay. That's if you're
Yeah.
if you can compliment or give someone positive feedback when it's necessary. I think that's a great thing.
True.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like negative things that could happen, and it might make sense to
And just
focus on
and just
the positives.
transitioning, from the East Coast to the West Coast, a lot of shit have happened. You guys consecutively, I think I've met you guys all around the same time. 2017, I think. Definitely 2017, December 2017, I met you.
Yeah, maybe.
I graduated high school in 2017. So a lot of this shit, like, I'm fucking learning still, you know what I'm saying?
of course.
'Cause I wasn't exposed to this. The entertainment industry has nothing where I'm from we even think about. Like, we watch it, but we're never like, yo, that's gonna be me in one day. Yo, we wanna be the best football player, the best this and that. And I got to a point in my life, I stopped chasing dreams and started following my purpose.
Yeah.
I've been chasing dreams so much. I want to be the best baseball player. Why? Because the monies, the girls, the fame, the drugs, the sex. But that wasn't me. That's gonna be there forever. I'm serious. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm not. It's not setting me apart. My biggest thing is, if you're gonna play a sport, aim to be the best in that sport. Unless why do it? 'Cause everybody else. And my thing is, I'm selfish of myself. You can do so much more, Noah. But why just do this? I feel like everybody else is doing
That's
that
because
same
you're
thing.
worth it. And don't ever forget it. That being said, do you really not drink? I thought that was a joke. Do you not?
Nah, I don't smoke. I don't drink.
Wait,
For my birthday. Okay, I turned 21. Okay, I turned 21 October 26th recently. Brandon hit me up. Only person besides my great second family out there. They got me celebrating for my birthday. Brandon took me out.
You were taking shots
drink or
one
smoke.
one after another at my place before we left.
He doesn't drink or smoke.
And I told him, I was like, yo, slow down, chill. Like, even though you're not feeling it yet, it's gonna hit you.
Bro, I wasn't feeling shit.
He was like, I need to drink more. And I was like, bro, like, I'm telling you, I'm not babysitting. I know it's your birthday. I got love
Cut
you,
to
bro.
you babysitting his ass.
Bro, 10 minutes later, bro, I swear to God, I thought I was in Elysium, bro.
Yeah.
I swear to I was
Did
walking
you just reference 2010's Elysium?
Bro, I was walking up the fuck side down, bro.
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way.
And as soon as we get there, what the fuck?
I like that actually.
We had another guy with us, Rock, As soon as we get in the Uber, he's like, bro, I'm fucking done with this kid.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm
Well,
Did you take care of him or did you leave him?
No, I took care of him.
Did you black out?
I would
For some
left-
reason,
I
he
would
sobered up
le-
at the club
le-
somehow. I don't know how.
I would have
And
left your
just
ass.
Oh, Mason.
right there.
Bro, Mason
I
would have dead ass left me.
I would have been, we'd have gotten out the car, I'd have pulled out my wallet and put $10 on your body, and go. Let's go,
Bro, and
let's
it's
go somewhere else.
But the thing is with me, I still even in high school, like, I was never the drinker smoker. I don't know, you guys know my personality. I was always like, bro, I can
You have
turn
fun
up.
without it.
Exactly,
Yeah,
I can turn
yeah.
up the fuck
Yeah,
without
it's
it,
a
bro. I just
positive
need
thing.
sweets,
Yeah,
no,
it's
yo,
a-
like,
By the way,
plug
I'm
it, man.
cracking on you. I am the same way. I don't drink or
Yeah.
smoke for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
I know how to have fun without it, and it pushes me to be more socially aware. It
Nice.
doesn't
Very
really.
cool.
I don't know how to talk to people in DMs if as we've learned, but that's okay. I'm assuming
Doesn't
it's
matter.
because you drink that you do.
No,
No, I don't- No,
I
no.
think
I'm
I
just
take a
good
shot
guy.
before entering the
And,
night.
and that's so me. I like to picture you sitting in a robe, like a big fuzzy robe.
A shot before every day. I'm
All
just
right,
telling
what do
them
we
to go.
got
So
here?
Yeah,
I'm gonna plaster after I'm done.
You know, a lot of people drink that thinks they're gonna help them loosen up. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of people drink because who the fuck knows why. I thought it was gonna make me just crazy, but I realized, bro, I'm fun and fucking dope without even the alcohol. It just makes
Yeah.
me fucking weird.
Dog, I love
Like
that you
weird.
promote yourself so well. You just talk, dude. I'm
Bro,
so funny and charismatic and good looking. You got when we had the monitor on, you just wanted to watch yourself the whole time. I get it. You can't focus for
This
it.
is the star boy right
Say
here.
something. Hey, why don't we get out of here? Why don't we start? Why don't we get to these rapid fire questions? And get the
Rapid
fuck
fire.
out
Go
of
ahead,
here? Yeah?
Nick or
When
Mason,
did
lead
you lose
them
your
off.
virginity? Rapid
Oh my
fire
God.
right now. Boom, boom, boom.
When you was
What age did you lose your virginity at? Boom.
Say it.
nah.
I'm asking you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I was 14. It's so young. So,
14,
by the
so
way,
young.
don't lose your
Okay.
virginity at 14.
Boom.
14.
Oh shoot!
Even though we
Gotta
talked
get
about
that.
this before,
That's what I'm talking about.
Brandon.
14.
19.
Okay, cool. See, man, you guys are bad influences
Yeah, I was gonna
on
say,
me in my
what
life.
did you-
I was out of high school. I was 17.
Oh, nice.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
You hung
Out of
in
high
there.
school. I hung
You
in
hung
there, hung in
Not
there.
because you didn't have the option.
No,
but because
exactly,
You chose
exactly,
to
because,
wait.
you know, I-
waited until you were ready, and that's what's important.
I don't know if I was ready. It was a bad. It was.
Oh my God! Just
Was
take
it-
it.
it
Just
was a
take
bad-
it. Say
was-
yes.
Yes. I was ready.
Say yes to it being your choice. And
Okay,
whatnot.
boom. Real quick, how many times do you guys masturbate a week? Is it healthy? Do you guys think it's healthy
A
to do
week
it?
or a day?
A week.
Oh.
A week? No,
I
let's
guess.
do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say a day. A day
A
makes
week
more
is too.
sense.
You guys be in there.
I was gonna say,
Well, no, because
Because
I gotta
Each
reload.
day-
Drink a Gatorade. Come on, let your
Reload.
bitch back.
Each
Don't
day could
ever-
vary, though.
Don't
There could be
ever
more
call
than
it
a-
reloading.
It's-
I don't ever want to hear
So
you
you guys
say
do
that
it-
ever again.
Drink a
Right.
Gatorade. Get
So
your electrolytes
listen,
back a little
listen.
bit. Yeah.
A
And
week is too much to say?
let's be real here. When you're about to perform sexual acts,
Perform.
it makes sense to relieve yourself ahead of time so
Yeah.
that you
Okay.
perform greater. I
Yeah,
suppose.
no, it's
so
true. It works.
Yeah.
a bunch of times. I don't
Okay,
know.
no,
Yeah.
but
It's
but
healthy.
on a regular week from Monday through Sunday. How many
I'm like
times?
three times a day sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very active. Very
At
active.
most for me.
Yeah.
You said what? Wait, what was that?
He's very physically fit.
Oh, I mean, that's regular.
Yeah.
That's regular.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes-
What was it? Wolf of
sometimes
Wall Street?
more.
Those are beginner numbers. You need to
Sometimes
bump
more. It
those
just
up.
depends if if I'm just at home or whatever. so.
Damn,
Yeah.
bro, that's a lot to me. 3, cause like I only do it if I do it, it's gonna be at late night.
On FaceTime.
I got.
No,
I have
Don't lie
to do
to
it when
me,
I
don't
wake
lie
up.
to me.
I've done it on FaceTime.
I know
Me
you
and my
got
shorty
FaceTime
get
sex.
wild on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Okay. The most
my shorty
embarrassing
get it
thing
on.
that happened to you in bed while performing.
Oh, bro. But besides like just
The
busting quick,
obvious, yeah,
besides just
yeah.
busting quick, and
I was a 6-second wonder.
you know
for a period
what
of
I did? You know what I used to do, bro? I used to
6-second
be
wonder.
so like
That's such a-
promising.
yeah.
I used to promise like, oh yeah, like when I get you, boom, I'm about to boom, round.
Talk up that big
Round.
talk. Talk up that big talk, then you go in.
This is as I was still a virgin talking
game.
about like you got 3 condoms, I'm
To
using
watch
4.
movies, like this is how they talk. This is how they do it.
And so besides that, I think the most embarrassing or like you said the most embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
There was this girl with the fishiest smell down there, and I was still new, so like I didn't know if I should take one for like if I should troop it, like should I
You
do
said
it?
take one for the team.
But I
Oh my
didn't. But I
God.
did.
What
I
team?
literally just said.
What team?
As if his mom and dad are in the
Yeah.
bathroom, like he's got this. He's got this. So hang in
Is he
there.
getting school?
Just let
No.
him do it.
I made an excuse like, oh yeah, I just don't do that. I don't do, and then yeah.
But you do that.
I do that. Yeah.
Okay, good,
But not
good.
that was very nasty.
Now for Brandon.
Also, no, let's talk about that toxic masculinity you just spit. What did you say a second ago?
Oh, you say you know how long you last, bro? For a period of-
6-second wonder.
Bro,
Make
for-
it sound as if you can make 6 seconds feel good.
Nah, bro.
So,
For
fucking
instance, bro.
90s having masculine
Yo.
man ass. Yeah, what were you saying?
Nah, for a period of time, you know. No, I don't
For
want
a
to get
period
into
of
that.
time.
All right, I don't want to get into that.
An
Next,
Really?
extended-
Like a whole
extended
year?
period of time.
condoms or no condoms.
Condoms always.
Well, it
safe
depends. Yeah,
sex.
if you,
But general, if you're not
No.
dating the girl,
if that's your girlfriend for extended time, yeah, you can look into
Yeah.
going, getting on
For
certain
one
things,
night stands?
IUDs, birth control.
Educate the children about contraceptives and safe sex, and whether you're using an IUD, birth
Yeah,
control,
yeah.
condoms.
Yeah.
All young men and women should know.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't
But
work, there's
PSA.
plan B.
And if oh my goodness.
that's his right option.
Oh my
That's his right
goodness.
option. Yo, get the
Oh
pill,
my
bro.
His plan A is plan B.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
the
only
only
time
time there's a plan B.
That's the only other time there's a plan B.
Yeah.
God damn. All right, last one. I just got to get this one off.
Yeah.
Marry, fuck, or kill.
Okay, go
We
ahead.
got
Oh
Alicia
my
Keys. We got Beyonce.
Oh
or
my goodness.
Rihanna
Or-
first?
or Rihanna.
Throw a Latin. Oh,
what? Alicia Keys, Beyonce. Brandon, you first. Alicia Keys, Beyonce, Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Really?
Would be, Rihanna would be. Rihanna would be fuck Beyonce, marry, kill Alicia.
Oh, well, you Mason.
No, you go.
He's a you go. Mason, hit
No,
that.
no, no,
You
Mason got
feel
it.
the
No
stand.
disrespect.
okay.
No
No,
disrespect to any of
you
them.
go.
We are all colleagues.
You
We are
go-
all
oh
actors in the
my
industry.
goodness.
If they
This
see
stay-
this,
this
if they
stays-
see this, they're gonna laugh. and
This
they're-
stays strictly between you, me, and the internet.
Marry
Yeah,
Alicia
yeah.
Keys.
That's you.
Fuck Rihanna.
Yeah.
Kill Beyonce.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Look at Mason's
Hey,
face.
Jay
Look at
about
Mason's
to have
Oh,
a
baby.
bag
But
of
Alicia
that.
Keys
You're about
also-
the Bayhive.
Alicia-
It's gonna
I feel
fly
like
and
it-
just
yeah.
run, going,
I feel like
Give me a
Alicia-
bunch
so,
of
so
emojis.
I would sooner kill myself than kill any of those amazing women.
Humble guy.
That being said, Beyonce is getting married and married twice if she would allow it.
She's all right.
I would have sexual relations.
He's so proper. I love it. Sexual relations.
Consensual too.
And then he's just, I was slowly put down.
with
With
Rihanna because she does things.
She
fire.
does things
The
to
fire.
you
And
sexually.
then Alicia Keys, I would respectfully
Put her down.
Maybe send her away.
No,
Maybe
not
send her-
because I want to,
Yeah.
but because I'm not as familiar with her
Right,
music,
right.
though I am familiar with it, just maybe not as
Are you
much.
saying you have to be familiar with her music to?
I
That's
mean,
kind
have you
of how
heard
I-
some of
that's
those
how I-
Beyonce songs, man? Yes.
That's
yeah.
how I
But if you
engage
chose
my
her to
answers.
just have sexual
Oh,
relations, you don't need to hear
listen,
the
nothing
music.
is sexier than talent, intelligence, and self-assurance.
And the big forehead.
Yeah.
I'll put Kardashians over all of them though. I forgot to name them though.
Don't make me say yeah. Okay, but yeah. Okay. That was a good.
Go
answer.
for it. No, okay, what's yours?
I think I'm gonna marry Alicia Keys because she's like.
Yeah, she's the most. That's why I
She's
said
the most.
so
I think
humble.
she's
I'm
like.
glad, no, I'm glad she got that win.
Yeah,
because
she,
we were
no, all
not.
of them got love.
Yeah,
All of
he's
them
gonna say the
got
same
love.
thing as me.
I'm
Rihanna,
going to-
Christian Tushin. Go ahead.
I think even though it looks like Rihanna's crazy because everybody she deals with leaves, like in.
Let's a
but-
quick look.
Yeah. So I would probably have to fuck Rihanna. And Beyonce could go because I just,
He's
I
like,
get-
why everybody give her to
that's
Beyonce?
because Beyonce, that's me
You're
telling
taking a
her
stance.
that I'm a star too.
Oh,
Beyonce, I'm a star too.
I
and
can't wait
don't
for the
need
Bayhive to hear that. Be like, yeah, you are a star. Crashing into the earth.
you. All right, man.
God damn, boys, I appreciate y'all coming today,
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
It's been
That was
great.
good. That
It's been
was
fun.
good. That
It's
was
been
good.
great
That
talk.
was
I
great.
appreciate y'all.
That was good.
Fucking
Thanks
dope.
for having us.
My
man.
boy
I'm
Nick,
hungry.
my boy Mason, my boy
So much
Brandon.
fun.
It's your boy Noah Taliferro Spalding.
At the very least, with no.
Y'all want to plug anything really quick? Y'all want to plug anything? Shout out my boy Michael Belling, 5 a.m. merch. Get that shit, bro.
Yo, Mason Gooding, grandma's favorite grandson.
Yup.
That's
Happy birthday, Cuba,
Yeah.
this week.
Oh,
It was
his
my dad's birthday on the
Today?
second, yeah.
Today?
No, the second. So
Oh,
2
nice.
days ago. Good
Very
for
cool.
him. He's, oh boy, 53, 50 something. 50.
That doesn't really look like he ages at all either.
Black don't crack.
Yeah,
Not
he
at
does.
all.
Same thing with Latins too.
That's
so.
what it is.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Nick.
Oh,
White-
oh my goodness! Happy Spanish Girl Saturday. I completely
Is
forgot.
that what it
that-
is?
You already on top of that.
Hey,
Brandon already on top of that. Brandon already on top of that. That it is. So go ahead, Nick. What you plugging? Go ahead, say what's
Nah,
up,
man,
little
just
mama.
Nick.Navarro on
Oh,
Instagram.
God.
That's
Brad
I'm not. I'm
Grab
gotta
it.
put
all
it.
I'm doing, man. That's I just hopefully you guys see me on the screen
I get it.
near you.
Yup.
Yeah, I
And,
can't wait.
2020 is gonna be, amazing. Hopefully we can get this thing going too. If you guys enjoyed it, share it, send it to your friends. If you guys have the same topics that you guys talk about, be like, yo, they had the same,
Yeah.
perspective as I do, and I'm off
There
the
you go.
wine, so.
And I'm off the wine.
Shit, if you want to join us next time, shoot me a DM. I'll send you a
Don't
deep
do
one
that.
back.
No.
I'll DM you back.
He will
Don't do
send
that.
you a
I'm
voice
voice
memo.
message.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brandon,
yeah,
you
yeah,
plugging anything, bro?
Brandon_Shin at IG.
I'll put my
and just-
IG in there. Fuck it.
And just be on the lookout this year. It's gonna be a good year for all of us, actually.
My name is at NOAHTLFIERO
No,
SPAULT.
no one understood that. No one
We
understood
are
that.
getting
guys,
the fuck
this
up
has
out of
been
here. I
fun.
appreciate you guys. Goddamn, I got to shit and my leg is shaking, bro.
I'm hungry.
I am
These
pissed.
pants are too tight, man.
Hey,
Oh, Jesus
Pants are too
Christ,
tight for
man.
me.
get in here. Let us know how we
No
did.
fucking
bombed.
sleep.
Tell us.
We bombed. We talked about
I'm gonna go
mental
to
for like
fucking
18 hours.
brothel, bro.
Let us know.
Goddamn.
We bombed up.
How was it? Are you happy? You hate it? We're going again for 5 more
We're going
hours?
again with
Oh,
it.
shit.
How long was that? How long was that?
2 hours.
It was like 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
2 hours.
Wow, that like
Listen,
that's
They were just there. They were like this.
Great
Look.
job.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you think so? You saying
Yeah.
that means the world.
Really great. It was
Thank you.
entertaining.
That was
That
great.
was-
I really felt good about that.
Thank
so
you
much,
for
man.
that. Of
Appreciate it.
course.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was bomb.
Just one thing, no, let's do an intro.
Intro, okay.
Get real from the man.
A better one?
Little puppy. Yeah.
They told me you didn't do one.
Yeah, no, he
I
said
did
the-
do
he-
one.
then
No,
he
we
did-
should do a bunch of different ones with different
Yeah, let's
names.
test it out. Let's test it out.
The name is the Get Real Talk Show from the Man Cave.
Okay,
Oh, let's
yeah,
test it
yeah.
out. Let's set up. Let's do a couple. Let's do a couple. All right, guys, we're gonna.
Did you? You got to introduce us too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I did kind of. I said Nick.
Oh my gosh.
Riley, come here.